My eyes. Ha! We're live. Anyway, yes. So this is Kelvin. He's my best friend. We guys met in college. Yeah, and he's amazing and multi-talented. And today we're just going to discuss some stuff here. That's quarter life crisis. We are going to freestyle as much as we can. So no tension, no nothing. Yes. So Maze, how are you? How are you doing on that end?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for such a
Um,
session. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the conversation you're going to come up with. And
yeah.
on my end, I'm good. Kenya is good. Uh,
Hmm.
we are still, the world struggles are still the same. High
Yeah.
expense in life.
Hmm.
Fuel shortages is one that is hitting us hard.
Yeah.
It's actually giving us character development all at once.
Oh,
But we'll dive into that. So
yeah.
yeah, besides that, yeah, I'm good, and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, Maze. So, we guys catched up some time back, and we just
Yeah.
discussed about this topic. I remember. Then I was like, uh, before we guys discussed, I remember I was through that period, and then what I came to realize is, when you're in that space or when you're in that period where you're just young, confused, the world has given you enough character development, you're broke as fuck. you know, and then
Oh,
you're
it
just
doesn't go without mentioning that.
yeah, and then you're just sitting there thinking, Maze, this world is so cruel to me, not realizing it
Yeah.
happens to pretty much, I wouldn't say everyone because I don't have the statistics of every other person, but a good bunch of we guys experience that thing. And I had to look it out, research about it, and then I came to realize it's a thing. It's only that we don't speak it out as much. And I came to realize that's what quarter life crisis looks like. Confusion. You just don't know. You just can't figure out shit. You just don't know anything.
There is no manual to anything,
It's
so
just so
whatever
manual.
you come up with goes. And
Yeah, yeah, Mazi. I want you to navigate us through that, through this experience. Just take us
okay.
through how it feels like. Yeah, and we guys can be having discussions in between and yes, freestyling, Mazi.
Yeah, yeah. So thank you. Where do I start? Maybe the best part is to start where I
Uh-huh.
think my character development started because I think mine
Yeah.
started way earlier. Yeah, it
Yeah.
started way earlier.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, mine started, let me say it started to hit me after campus.
After.
That's around
Okay, yeah.
3 to 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're not prepared. You're one, you are very energetic. You
Yeah.
are, psyched up, pumped up. You want to create that big impact. Like for me, I was in the NGO field,
Yeah.
as you know, and
Yeah.
yeah, we came out so vibrant, yeah. But then you come out here and you realize uh, what I expected is not what is happening,
Uh-huh.
and what's happening outside here. There's not even a defined way of doing things. Everyone is perfecting their own way.
Yeah.
Here you are in your own bubble. You're just being, released into life now because that's when life starts, being real. Yeah. And
Yeah.
for me, it started with first defining yourself because you first get lost before you get to define yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
That's the journey of confusion. Where do you start? You're set up for a career, you have been studying for long. Some of us did, two courses at the same time,
Yeah.
but with the hope of, making it out here. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Then you come out here, you realize it's not what you've studied that really matters, and that is one of the first things that hit me here.
Yeah.
Not as you anticipated it. Here, you need, to be more practical. Experience counts.
Mm-hmm.
Then it also brings in the aspect of who do you want to be and what do you need to actually see it through. And let me say, life doesn't put it straight, and if it did, it wouldn't be as interesting. But that is knowing it now. But
yeah,
then it's just fog. It's just foggy. You don't know what tomorrow holds.
mm,
Then you're from campus. Everything has been, you're being supported through studying, but now you've been thrown into the real world there. You need to have your own footing. And yeah, that comes as a challenge to most people. I don't know about anyone else. For me, it came as a hard hit.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, you're out here, you've been making moves, you
mm,
know, gradually, but then how do you amplify them? And then you come outside here and find the mechanism to amplify them are very scarce. They're there,
yeah,
opportunities, but they are scarce and they require, specific technical know-how, skills. They all come with requirements. Yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah,
also not something you're even prepared to. There's no one-on-one. It's also a unit you study in school. Like, how do
yeah,
you make it out of it here? So I guess that's where mine started. Started with very smooth but not so smooth introduction to
yeah,
midlife crisis. Then the one that actually hit me most was, yeah, I did my bidding, stood for work, stood out.
uh-huh,
But
uh-huh,
then you realize even when now you join the workforce, it's not the same. You're dealing with a gap, yeah, and a very huge
yeah,
uh, age gap, yeah, between the people you're working with and who you are. And for us, we come out as creatives. Personally, I'm a creative.
yeah,
My background would have been something totally different. If you want to mention
mhm,
it, you'll be surprised. But
yeah.
yeah, yeah, you'll be surprised. So yeah, you realize when you come out here, you need to redefine yourself. Yeah,
Mhm,
you have been working towards a certain character of yourself for a long time, and then you realize
yeah,
that's not enough. Yeah, there's
mm,
a lot you need to put in. One we think studying is enough, the coursework by itself, and then you realize stepping out here, it's actually when learning starts. You know,
sure,
that's when the
sure, sure,
meaningful learning starts. And
yeah,
for me, let me say, what kept me going was the fact that I was my because my curiosity was too high. Yeah, my
mhm,
curiosity, and then with a little bit of stubbornness because I didn't
mhm,
understand why things were as they were. For me, I
mhm,
grasped around. We do have a chaotic society, and no one
mhm,
is working towards creating it. Or
yeah,
rather streamlining things. And
yeah,
everyone is just coming outside here, getting used to it. You're being hit by a midlife crisis. You decide,
mhm,
let me fall into, or rather, let me give in.
yeah,
For me, that was my down part, and also created a very stiff for me because suddenly I decided I do not need to fit in. I need to
yeah,
stand out and create
yeah,
something unique as myself, and that
yeah,
comes with fair share of challenges. Yeah, like
yeah,
uncharted waters. You don't even know the journey yourself, so it
mhm,
requires a lot of self discovery,
mhm,
a lot of also emotional intelligence coming with it, understanding where to put your emotions, where not
mhm,
to, where to limit your emotions, and
mhm,
such kind of thing. So it has been a very, let me say, it's a journey. It's not, one may think midlife crisis or rather quarter life
yeah,
crisis
quarter life
something that
crisis, yeah,
happens at a specific time, but
yeah,
it always meets us at different point of time in life.
yeah,
Some will
mm,
come early, like us, some will come late.
yeah,
Even the discovery process may take long. Yeah,
yeah,
maybe they realizing that when
mhm,
it has taken too long, yeah, and now
yeah,
the,
sure,
the shifting and the change uh,
mm,
has to happen, but it happens a bit late. So for me, I was grateful. It took me some time as well because then I was trying to create something unique for myself. Uh, I wouldn't say I didn't fall to trying and doing what other people are doing. At some point, you do give in, but
yeah,
then maybe what can hold someone through such a journey is at least having an understanding of who do you want, the end goal. Yeah,
yeah,
because the journey in between is never sure. It's a dark path, or rather
yeah,
it's a stormy cloud. You'll pass through it, but you have to pass through it. You can
yeah,
skip it, you can go around it, and it's all meant to mold you.
mhm,
And depending on the responsibilities you want to pick up in life,
yeah,
each, or rather, we experience different challenges depending on the fact that
yeah,
the responsibility you're trying to put up for ourselves. So that
Okay.
has been my journey in a nutshell. It's long, yeah. That
Yeah.
has been, yeah. And I still feel no one actually knows you have left. No, you
Yeah.
can't
Sure.
actually know you have left the crisis just
Yes.
seems so
Sure.
much
Sure.
it
It's
still
true.
shows
And
you.
yeah, sure, it's true. And let me cut you short, sorry. I would just love to point out that we guys are just having this discussion so that in case somebody is going through that period of confusion, you just can't figure things out. You don't really, you're trying to find yourself out. At some point, you just feel like you're going nuts. I just want you to
True,
know
yeah.
that you're not alone and you ain't tripping. It's something a good number of us have gone through. It's only that
For a
we
majority of
don't
them.
have as many people who come and say, Chick, I went through this period, I failed terribly, I've had so much pain, so much grief, so much confusion, indecisiveness, that just feel,
Yeah.
so that's the reason as to why we are sharing this. And just for those who really don't really understand, the quarter life crisis mainly comes from early 20s for some people. The timing is different. For some people,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
comes earlier, maybe early 20s, but then for a majority, is mid 20s to early or mid 30s. It just,
Okay.
it's just a period where you're just trying to find yourself, find your purpose, just rediscovering yourself. And as you've pointed out, I would really, I don't know if it's correct to say that whatever we guys are taught or our academic institutions and the real world, there's quite a really great disparity.
Yeah.
Things are so different, and I don't know, is that right? Am I right to say that?
I would say through experience and through what we've been able to see, we can
Yeah,
say as of now, and let's say education was good when it started. We
yeah,
cannot put that aside. It was
yeah.
very crucial for evolution. But
Mhm.
then what education I feel didn't happen, it didn't evolve as fast
Uh-huh.
as times evolved. And
Yeah,
what happens when, anyway, anytime you find yourself working with an outdated system, you always
mhm.
find glitches. Yeah,
Yeah.
you always find glitches. So I feel that's all that is happening. There are strides that are being made, but then they're not now catering for our gap. They may cater for
Sure.
those who are now entering the system. Like, okay,
Yeah.
they've introduced us in this CBC, which is also chaotic.
It
Yeah,
is.
going
Yeah, it is.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
people
can
are
attest
saying,
to that.
oh yes, parents can tell you CBC is not,
Yeah,
it's a real deal, yeah. So,
yeah.
but I feel these are things that we ought to have done as, as we
Mhm.
evolving our education. But then it brings back the question of uh, who actually, rather what are our motivations towards education, yeah. So let me say in the African context, mostly has been it was meant to, due to lack of what, like, to make us smart. Yeah. It was
Yeah,
meant to make us smart, and I
yeah.
also feel it was meant to standardize communication and engagement. But then the aspect that it missed out was acknowledging where individual people came from, the communities, the societies. And now, when we're all being forced to start somewhere, yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
chaos
yeah,
will be there, the
yeah,
misunderstanding will be there. There
yeah.
are strengths about our education system, but then
Mhm.
how many people are able to, utilize such opportunities?
Yeah.
And depending those are minimum. And then the education system was created in a time where not much information was moving
Mhm.
around. So
Yeah.
whoever managed to get information out, that was
Mhm.
the word. But
Okay.
now in the digital space, in the digital
Mhm.
era,
Mhm.
education has received a challenge of it can now be challenged. Yeah,
Yeah.
now people are
Yeah.
learning more.
Mhm.
The geographical, boundaries of learning and
Mhm.
information being passed are now being broken
Mhm.
digitally
Yeah.
or with the internet. And
Yeah.
I guess all it takes is now us smart. That is why I look at it. Anywhere there's any change that needs to be made, it has to
Mhm.
come from within. So
Mhm.
I always try to train myself. Whenever I see a problem in front, I ask myself,
Mhm.
how do I contribute towards it? And how do I
Mhm.
cut down, or rather, find solutions that cut down towards my contribution? And I
Mhm.
feel if everyone did that, we would work towards creating a more sane, life kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, our education is something that has hit us hard,
Uh-huh.
even from a continental point of view. We have the
Uh-huh.
highest unemployment, even with education. Yeah.
Sure.
So
Sure. Sure.
the goals or the objectives that we would say education was meant to fulfill are now being
Mm-hmm.
obsolete. Companies are also shifting from paperwork to experience.
Exactly.
There's
Exactly.
a lot of shifts happening. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel our education system needs to be changed, and as we
Uh-huh.
change where the education system starts, that is from from our siblings,
Uh-huh.
when from a young age. Yeah, we also
Mm-hmm.
need to start thinking, how do we solve the problem that is being experienced by the people who have already gone
Mm-hmm.
through the system. Any
Yeah.
new system cannot help them. So how do we enhance the skills that are missing out? And
Yeah.
let me say, sadly, that has only been left to individuals with the individual tribes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, but people are still learning. Good thing is
Yeah.
information is available. As far as you're interested and you have that, as far as it hits you, it
Mm-hmm.
clicks in you that you need to
Mm-hmm.
make the change. When you
Mm-hmm.
want to make the change, there is those steps you can work around it, but then they're
Mm-hmm.
not easily available and they're not publicly known.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
very few people end up utilizing. And I feel education creates it's one of the contributors to creating the social gap that we're experiencing. It's then
Exactly.
creating so many challenges because there's now over dependency of
Mm-hmm.
those who have it and those who don't. Those
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
have to give, to share one or another to those who don't.
Yeah.
And those who don't are not even contributing, not because they can't, but
Mm-hmm.
we lack the system that supports them individually. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's a
Mm-hmm.
saying that says you can judge a fish by how fast it can run on the
Yeah.
ground. Yeah, it's
It's
not meant
true.
for that.
It's true.
And I guess that's a realization that has come to hit the world
Yeah.
in recent times. We are
Yeah.
adjusting, but let's say at a slow pace. We
Yeah.
need to pace things up, and
Yeah.
also psychologically and mentally, as a
Yeah.
community, we need to start adjusting. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that we
Yeah.
can create room for those who are coming. Because I feel if we do not help those who are ahead to adjust,
Yeah.
we will end up creating blockers for those who come and try and create
Yeah.
change. And I feel that's where the
Exactly.
promotion comes in. Yeah, you're trying to bring in
Sure. Sure.
change, and
Mm-hmm.
the person you're trying to bring change to don't even understand the change, and that
Exactly.
creates that
Yeah.
creates a promotion. Yeah, so there is
Yeah.
a lot of civil education. There's a lot of personal growth, or
Yeah.
rather communal growth, because now if we talk of personal growth, everyone goes internally. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the growth there has to start internally. But then, how do
Mm-hmm.
we ensure the impact is felt outside?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry. Sorry. There's this point where a good number of people we leave campus, as you said, very energetic, very ambitious, with all the dreams in the world, only to go into, let me just use corporate as an example. I really have nothing against corporate. It's only that my ideas and corporate, we guys just collide or clash, either because of my past experience or I don't know. But I you can check me on this just in case. Yeah. So, do you think corporate slows down young people, or is corporate not ready to receive young people, either due to the skill set, as you said, or is it, do you guys have a problem with the generational gap? Uh, by that I mean maybe we guys, the millennials, the Gen Zs, going to report to a person who is a boomer, that kind of disparity. You come in here, it's all for we, for we guys, it's more of how productive are we, what do we achieve at the end of the day, how much do we deliver. It's not about I have to put my ass on the seat from 8 to 5. I'm sorry because these are,
Yeah.
but that's how we. I don't know. That's how we resonate. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Do we have that problem, or is it just a problem? What do you think?
It is a problem. Actually, that is not something we can sugarcoat and say it's not there.
Uh
The
huh.
only thing maybe we can point it out is there are, uh, there are extremes of both ends. There are
Yeah.
those corporates that do understand, or rather, they have come to the realization that
Mm-hmm.
the generational gap is, it's important to bridge it, yeah,
Yeah.
and that will
Yeah.
happen by changing systems. Because I feel what most corporates do not want to do is change systems to adapt to the new.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whereas now we are having a generation. That's what I was saying. The generation gap has an issue, especially if we do not have a seamless communication across those generational gaps. And I
Yeah.
feel now what is happening is we now have our generation and back,
Mm-hmm.
where we have already realized the world is not working as we expected it. We have seen those who are ahead of us
Yeah.
experience it, and experience the challenges they go through. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel it has come also. Rather, it came a time where technology came to assist in some of the areas that the corporate and the education world was not satisfying, and
Yeah.
now that is introducing a competition. What I now
Exactly.
feel is there's now an introduction of competition because
Mm-hmm.
there's that narrative before that the corporate had had all the cards. It comes to
Mm-hmm.
employment. Previously called the employment world had all the cards vis-a-vis the employee. But in the current state, because now you realize with different kind of skills being acquired besides the
Yeah.
educational one, when now someone has to have become more competitive than they
Mm-hmm.
were with
Mm-hmm.
their educational or rather formal education. And now I
Yeah.
feel our generation has realized that there's a gap, and now we are using it to our advantage
Mm-hmm.
to try and solve some of the issues we experience. Like previously, we experienced corporate, not having good relations with employees for the longest
Mm-hmm.
time. We've had labor
Yeah.
strikes, employment strikes,
Mm-hmm.
delays, and I
Mm-hmm.
feel there's now a shift that is
Mm-hmm.
not intentional. It's not something that the corporate world had to choose now. It's
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
they have to do if at all they need to stand up. And it's funny we had such a conversation around the last year with our
Mm-hmm.
HR here in Kenya, and
Mm-hmm.
it was from a conversation on LinkedIn actually.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
HR coach complaining that
Mm-hmm.
Generation Z, the millennials,
Mm-hmm.
our generation, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
are becoming, what do you call it? Not becoming, we are not having more confidence in our bosses. We find someone going to seek a job, you're not
Mm-hmm.
going there to receive terms, you're not going there to be told
Yeah.
what to do. No, you're presenting, you're saying, this is what I'm coming to do, these are the terms, this is what I want, you want me to deliver. And I think that has killed the corporate world
Yeah.
drastically. So
Yeah.
then you can tell this person who has experienced the
Mm-hmm.
crisis, he has
Mm-hmm.
realized education doesn't help him in life. And
Yeah.
now
It's
they're
it's
offering that
normal.
it's no paper. Sorry to say, where we're headed.
Yeah.
Even I was trying to advise, a few young guys. Like someone came and approached me, told me, between a degree and a course, soft course,
Mm-hmm.
which one should I go and do?
Yeah.
And I didn't shy from telling them, go start with a course, a skill,
Yeah.
something you
Yeah.
can tangibly do. Then
Yeah.
after you have done it and you have realized that is what you really want and it's working for
Mm-hmm.
you, if you now
Mm-hmm.
decide to go and further it,
Mm-hmm.
it's understandable. Because now the challenge is we do have master students, PhD students who are
Mm-hmm.
drivers, who are employees,
You're right.
not
You're right.
managers. They're not
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
running their own businesses.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
you ask yourself, what did that education give us? So there's
Mm-hmm.
not that introduction that, or rather that shift that no,
Mm-hmm.
education is not enough. And now
Mm-hmm.
people are coming in with their own skills, their own experiences. They even
Mm-hmm.
they're bringing in knowledge that is non-existent in the current corporate world. And I
Yeah.
feel that has created a friction between the both. And now
Uh-huh.
that goes back to our communities. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
due to the lack of communication between the different generational gaps. Yeah, even when it comes to our job environment, because the same way is associated community, the same way is going to align in the
Mm-hmm.
corporate world.
Yeah.
Only the only difference being there will be our work culture being attached to
Mm-hmm.
it, but then our setting rather is
Mm-hmm.
always behaving as we do in our society. And if we do not have that seamless, communication and connection between those generational gaps, it extends
Mm-hmm.
to the job world. Because amidst the same, those who are ahead of us, the millennials ahead of us, those are the
Mm-hmm.
people who are sitting with the job opportunities. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are the bosses. Those are the people who have the finances. And
Yeah.
now that one is introducing another crisis because it's
Yeah.
bringing a paradox. Yeah, there are these
Yeah.
corporates who are saying we have been here for 100 for years. we have
Mm.
worked towards creating systems that technology
Mm.
is coming and breaking and
Yeah.
simplifying things. And then you're now telling us you're not going to give us conditions, you're not going to give us
Yeah.
terms, not
Yeah.
us budgeting what you're going to spend. You come, bring a budget, and then
Mm.
let us put it in. And I feel
Yeah.
that shifts the companies that have been able to, especially the startups.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. The corporate world is not as bad, but only depends on where we find ourselves in the spectrum. We find ourselves in an already established organization.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking systems will be hard, an uphill
Yeah.
task,
It
yeah.
will be hard. Yeah.
But it's one that people are now relentlessly breaking. And
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
you find the systems that are there in corporate and organizations. Give you an example of post-COVID situation, it wasn't ready for such engagement. Now you will
Mm-hmm.
find employees now telling their bosses, you know what, I want to work, 2 days in the office, the rest I want to work at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is possible. But I
Yeah.
feel we had to wait until a pandemic taught us this,
Yeah.
whereas if we would have gradually learned and adopted,
Mm-hmm.
it would have
Mm-hmm.
been more tailored in our communities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's that
True.
notion of we like picking systems that are working somewhere else, since it's in
Yeah.
Africa, and we just
Yeah.
come and paste them in our communities. We don't understand
Yeah.
when the systems were being created, what were the
Mm-hmm.
people experiencing,
Mm-hmm.
what were their pain points, what were
Mm-hmm.
their challenges, what drove
Yeah.
them into this. Then
Yeah.
on us, we just come and pick our already ready made, what do you call it, already made something, systems, anything
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
pick. It
Yeah.
brings commotion because then we have to adjust and
Mm-hmm.
stay in the unknown. And you well know, us humans are not good in the unknown. We end up
Yeah. It's
being
true.
as chaotic as we can be. Yeah.
It's
So I
true.
feel that needs to be done because then the space is changing. The space is changing. The
Yeah.
previous systems are not working, and there is
Uh-huh.
dire need for a system change. And I
Yeah.
feel this conversation has not been late to me.
Yeah. It's
Because
really
now
late.
is when it's really late. We need
Yeah.
to
Extreme.
start thinking how do we shift systems. And I
Mm-hmm.
like I was saying a quote by Kagame. He was saying like we have a mental challenge as Africans. We have to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to certain us, but you
Yeah.
have to accept it. I'll
Mm-hmm.
also echo the words of Lucy. Like he
Mm-hmm.
also said the same. And he
Yeah.
actually received blowback on it. Like his
Yeah.
statement was, as Africans, we ought to
Mm-hmm.
have been colonized again. Well,
Oh.
putting it in
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
blunt,
Yeah.
blunt. We
Mm-hmm.
did liberate ourselves, but we did
Mm-hmm.
not liberate ourselves mentally. We
Yeah.
did not liberate ourselves communally. We did not set up ourselves independently. We still rely on other people's systems. We still rely on foreign aid. We still rely on foreign, finances.
Yeah.
Whereas we're almost, 50, 60 years, some countries are even 100 years independent. And you ask
Yeah.
yourself, what should you be in that? What have we been doing in that time? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now I guess due to the current, or rather the emerging revolution,
Mm-hmm.
I feel there's a fourth industrial revolution, one that
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
being brought about by tech. And I feel
Yeah.
that will also create opportunities and also a very big cloud because then
Yeah.
it will be a new space for venturing. Those who are
Yeah.
not already 10 steps ahead or trying to get in there will
Mm-hmm.
have to work towards catching up and
Mm-hmm.
just receive the systems that they are. But my hope would be that as Africans specifically, because we
Mm-hmm.
have been heavily hit with that. We
Mm-hmm.
wait for everything, systems, programs,
Mm-hmm.
products to be made from all over the
Mm-hmm.
world. Then we
Mm-hmm.
quickly consume them as if they're ours.
Yeah.
Whereas we are slowly killing what is ours. Yeah,
Yeah.
we are slowly
Yeah.
killing what is ours. We are
Mm-hmm.
also killing our brains because I feel that's what suffers the most impact. Because if you don't train your brain
Mm-hmm.
to think and find
Mm-hmm.
solutions, because
Mm-hmm.
there's a time I sat down and asked myself, for
Mm-hmm.
someone in China, for someone in the US to sit
Mm-hmm.
down, right now there's someone who's creating a gadget that is 10 years ahead of us.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Are we going to
Yeah.
be playing catch up all along? Whereas
Uh,
the previous barriers that were there,
uh,
communication,
mm-hmm.
geographical barriers, political barriers,
Mm-hmm.
some of them have streamlined, or rather they have eased, and now
Yeah.
there is that flow. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel it's about time to start, pacing up, start understanding what makes these developing worlds stand. If at all we
Yeah.
are, to
Mm-hmm.
be, as it's projected. Yeah, it's being projected.
Yeah.
The continent of Africa will dominate. Yeah, but then
Yeah.
before we get there, there's very
Mm-hmm.
many systems we need to adapt for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
There are many
Mm-hmm.
changes we need to make in our societies
Mm-hmm.
and how we interact that will
Mm-hmm.
now support us towards achieving that goal. So that when they say Africa is rising, you can say this is
Mm-hmm.
what you're doing. Some
Yeah.
people are working towards, bettering the environment,
Mm-hmm.
the policies, the systems in our continent, but the
Mm-hmm.
need for individual support and the
Yeah.
individual input, like understanding
Mm-hmm.
what is being created ahead there, how does it
Mm-hmm.
apply to me, and how do I come into
Mm-hmm.
it. But I
Yeah.
feel the corporate ones, let's say they are trying, but most of them are lagging behind.
Mm-hmm.
Some are, let me say, some are still in the old system that things will still remain as it were. But
Yeah.
those who are adapting and seeing the change,
Mm-hmm.
they're slowly adapting it, slow, but they're adapting it. But
Yeah.
yeah, all we need to do is just base it up because then that is what will create opportunities. Because for education, we met, all of us, we met a system that is there. So
Yeah.
how do
Sure.
you improve a system that has been there for over 100 years?
Yeah.
It's too complex for you to even
Mm-hmm.
fathom the whole of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what is happening now with the digital space, rather with the online space,
Mm-hmm.
people are now creating systems. And now, bots, uh, development software, yeah, they're being
Mm-hmm.
created. And now it's
Mm-hmm.
simplifying things that were being done, being sort of manual
Yeah.
previously,
Yeah.
and digitalizing them. And that is kind of shifting the cards towards the employees because who
Yeah.
actually implements these things? Even as a company, when you set up systems, they
Yeah.
are your systems, but then it's
Yeah.
the employees who execute them. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
that's where management is also feeling it up. They are being forced to introduce systems they do not understand. They now have
Mm-hmm.
to start hiring people. And then there's also just to be fair on both ends, there's also
Yeah.
us who have already experienced the harshness that is outside here. Some of us
Yeah.
are well prepared. And
Mm-hmm.
instead of coming in to these spaces with the mentality, how do we create the bridge? How do we
Mm-hmm.
extend the bridge with each other? We have kind of created blockers and so many blockers that are creating challenges. Yes, we think they are meant to make us perform better or
Yeah.
rather improve on ourselves, but
Mm-hmm.
they end up receiving a whole bunch, a very huge bunch that
Yeah.
are now being, or rather, we are creating bottlenecks standards for
Mm-hmm.
people
Mm-hmm.
instead of letting it be open and let someone discover what they need to do and now align with what they want. And now the digital space is forcing that. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
the digital
Yeah.
space is forcing that. And I feel that is creating a shift, even in
Mm-hmm.
terms of emotion, even in terms of our culture.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess on both spectrums, as the employer, as our generation, and
Mm-hmm.
those ahead of us, as well as the professional world or the
Yeah.
employment world, there's a lot of shifting that has to come all
Yeah.
across. And we need to prepare that. We need to prepare for that psychologically, and then
Mm-hmm.
now start creating systems to adapt the employees. Yeah.
And
So
for
I
me,
think it's
I
probably,
yeah, it is. And what I appreciate is that the employee, as at the moment, or we guys who need to fill into the workforce space, have a greater bargain right now
yeah,
compared to looking back like a few years,
yeah,
back.
yeah,
Because we are in a space where we can make choices. I think a good number of people between almost our age, we do the majority of job hopping.
yeah,
If this company doesn't really satisfy you, you shift quick.
yeah. That's
No,
another thing that is contributing to our
yeah,
generation. Like you cannot corner us. The
uh,
previous generation, you could put them in a corner, and they were known to, you know,
just adapt and just go by.
yay, those who are not to just accept it and run with
Yeah,
it. But for
yeah,
us, I guess there is a lot of exposure that is coming to the internet, people
yeah,
understanding there are different ways of doing things. And
yeah, yeah,
now that breaking of norms, how things
yeah,
work, that
yeah,
has really created a very huge shift. Yeah.
yeah,
So there's a
yeah.
lot.
And I'm sure the shift is going to be greater because I look
Yeah.
at what is happening in the US or Canada, specifically, let's say the North American region.
Yeah.
When you look at most people, there's just a great resignation. It's just massive. Most young people are choosing their options of lives because anyway, the internet has offered options.
Yes.
So it's either an employer really works with what the employee really wants to, the the conditions are coming from the other end. These are
Yes,
my
yes,
conditions. I need to work with you. I'm only available from this time to this time. Don't call me on these times. I want this day off. I want this. I want that. I want that. Otherwise, there are no people to work for them. That's one.
yeah,
Number two,
yeah,
when you look at the consumers, the consumer behavior is really changing because we guys and the Gen Zs are the guys who will be making really some good decisions in terms of consumption and every other thing around which businesses are created. So I'm trying to imagine a company that is still using a fax machine and a TikToker. What's the relationship between these two people? So it's either these companies shift
yes, yes.
or they run out of business. So, and because
Yeah,
they
that's
to
very
run out
true.
of business,
And the wait, actually, yeah,
and I'm sure, I think this season is going to come. It's just that there's that disparity, but it's already happening in the North American region. It's really massive. Around this region, it's also happening. People have options right now. If this company is not really suiting you, you jump off to the next. You jump off to
yeah.
the next. Because we are like, wait, I'm stressed already. I can't figure my shit out. You come here, you stress me at work. I won't keep simping, I just won't keep sitting here and assuming everything is okay.
And
No.
you're not forgetting we still have a life that needs to
Yeah.
be balanced. And I feel that's where the most of the crash comes in. You want me
Mm.
to work up till 10, I
Yeah.
still have a social life to catch up with.
Yeah.
Previously, maybe an employee, someone in their 40s, in their 50s, they can,
Yeah.
because for them, they have different priorities. But
Yeah.
yeah, as you're saying, our generation is kind of has the ball now. We kind of
Yeah.
hold the cards.
Yeah.
And all it requires now is for corporates and
Yeah.
rather the companies that are coming up. Because I feel what's also helping the corporates to shift is
Yeah.
seeing the strides that are being made by
Yeah.
startups and companies that
Yeah.
are adapting to these new
Yeah.
systems. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they
Exactly. Yeah.
realize even if they are frank enough to say those
Mm.
old systems are complex and they come
Yeah.
with very huge overcosts. But
Yeah.
with digitalization, everything is simplified. And I feel they are feeling that, letting go of
Yeah.
control, and that's what's
Yeah.
being grasped around here. But
Yeah.
eventually, what I would say is corporates need to stay ahead if at all they
Yeah.
want to still maintain the cards and
Uh-huh.
now create systems where if our generation comes in, we
Uh-huh.
find systems that are already created. We're not coming to push our own
Yeah.
agenda. We're already
Yeah.
coming finding companies that have already adjusted, they've already created
Mm.
cultures around, these platforms. And I
Yeah.
feel that is also, if they are frank enough to say, it's something that is also empowering the employees more. You find out
Yeah.
people are more motivated to work more because I'm not
Mhm.
constrained to 8 to 10, or rather 8 to 6
Yeah.
clock.
It's true.
Have to be
It's true.
fed.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, also incorporating digital, people are learning a lot.
Mm.
Some corporates are, encouraging employees to learn, gain
Mm.
skills, and
Mm.
what now companies can do, in my view, to avoid that shift. Because looking at it from both spectrum, it will hurt us a little bit until systems work. Us as
Mm.
generation hoping, yeah, me being
Mm.
one of them. I guess
Mm.
before even settled here, I've hoped like 6 or 7 times.
Yeah.
But then you realize, okay, there's always a reason at every
Yeah.
moment. And
Yeah.
if only those challenges were sat down, and if only we came together, sat down, address these challenges, the
Mm.
company would stay ahead of time and
Yeah.
not face being obsolete. And then
Mm-hmm.
they will have an advantage of, and that's where I feel most corporates are losing out. With the independence of employees and their thinking, and
Mm-hmm.
not
Mm-hmm.
limiting someone to what scope they have,
Yeah.
someone now brings something out of. And that's, you realize that is what is important to keep pushing a brand or keep pushing a company beyond
Mm-hmm.
what it had envisioned 10 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I feel those companies that are realizing that they are
Mm-hmm.
having to pay expensively because you find out
Mm-hmm.
startups are paying well. So
Yeah.
that's where talent are going. Talents are going to startups,
Sure.
companies
Sure.
that are already created systems, or rather that
Yeah.
are creating systems. You're not here
Yes.
to fit in, you're here now
Yeah.
to create systems. And
Yeah.
yeah, they're working, and they're actually giving these old model corporates a pace.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You find
Yeah.
these big brands that would boast of, our brand is worth this amount. But now
Mm-hmm.
you realize that your brand is not online, your
Yeah.
brand is physical.
Yeah,
We do
sure.
not
It
value
involves
creativity
shit.
like yes, yeah. Even the
Yeah.
TV,
Mm-hmm.
film industry, they've all succumbed to the
Mm-hmm.
digital world. But
Yeah.
for me, I also look at it as a caution. I feel
Mm-hmm.
we are also consuming it too fast without actually
Mm-hmm.
understanding how
Mm-hmm.
does it, how is it supposed to not replace our models, but
Mm-hmm.
upgrade. Because if we
Mm-hmm.
realize, if you have to look at the, the companies that have created the, they have done the sheets, yeah, in the West, most of them we realize it came with first realizing
Mm-hmm.
there are some things that need to be created.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some
Mm-hmm.
spaces, there's some environment that needs to be created, and then understanding for you to get the right talent,
Mm-hmm.
you also need to learn how do you improve this talent. Because you find most people join an organization, they're very talented, but
Yeah.
ask them 2 years down the line, how is it? They can't even have a positive feedback about it. And
Yeah.
I feel that those who are ahead of us in the West have already felt
Mm-hmm.
it. They have seen their challenges, their fair share of challenges. And for
Mm-hmm.
them, what then we need to learn from them is what made them adjust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If we do not understand, we are having a conversation with one of our investors on the same. If we do not understand how these systems are
Mm-hmm.
going to improve our lives, not change our lives, then that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
They are meant
Yeah.
to improve our lives,
Yeah.
not change it. Because the minute now we change, we end up
Mm-hmm.
joining an unknown path. We end
Mm-hmm.
up creating more chaos, more. And we're
Mm-hmm.
not learning from where we come from. We're just
Yeah.
trying to. But I feel if we can now pick it up from that end, there are those who
Yeah.
are, those who have already understood the shift as it is, and those, and you
Mm-hmm.
find those are the big movers. Yeah. If
Yeah.
you look at
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
big digital movers, people who understood these systems, they have also
Mm-hmm.
understood the challenges that they are facing. And for them,
Mm-hmm.
it's only merging, like, how do I marry these two to create a
Yeah.
hybrid that
Yeah.
ensures that I cut across both ends. Yeah. And
Yeah. Yeah.
the conversation is still there on if brick and mortar will die. I
Mm-hmm.
feel it will not die completely because
Mm-hmm.
if we do allow it, it will now start solving another societal problem. How do we
Sure.
communicate? We may end
Yeah.
up being stuck with this, virtual
Yeah.
communication, and that will hurt our community. Being a
Mm-hmm.
community. Being a community is essential because
Mm-hmm.
we are support systems of each other. But
Yeah.
we need to understand how do I contribute to
Mm-hmm.
supporting someone else, and how can someone else contribute towards supporting you. Without
Yeah.
that, you will come and impose what you think I know.
Yeah.
I will come and impose what I think I know, and we end
Yeah.
up creating a chaotic, kind of behavior.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot to learn, and I feel business owners need to to shift to this. But all
Mm-hmm.
they need to step up. And then now
Mm-hmm.
for us who are now taking this up, let us not be carried away by the clouds. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If
Sure.
where it's going, we go there. The other upside of the digital space is whatever was important yesterday will
Mm-hmm.
not be important in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Some
Sure.
things will happen, some things
Everything
will.
keeps changing. Yeah. We need a
Yeah,
foundation.
everything. Yeah, yeah. And I feel we need to adjust that in our minds first to
Mm-hmm.
learn how to accept things to shift first
Mm-hmm.
and we move along them. And that
Yeah.
happens either we pull them, pull the
Yeah.
shift, because look what
Yeah.
happened. Any shift that
Mm-hmm.
is created, someone who sat down, realized as a challenge, started
Mm-hmm.
creating solutions towards it, and now everyone else is realizing this is a solution that is going to
Yeah.
work. Let us go ahead
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
But besides that, what I usually say, even looking at it from a marketing point of view, I'm a marketer.
Mm-hmm.
Before you make that decision to buy, you need to understand why am I buying it. Let it not
Mm-hmm.
be an impulse kind of
Purchase.
purchase.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't just jump into it.
Yeah.
Understand.
Understand.
Because the other
Yeah.
challenge is creating, the challenge in digital spaces. Now, yes, we are learning so many skills,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not perfecting all those skills.
The skills. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
realize you end up learning 20 skills, but you only perfect 3 or 4. And
Yeah.
that is
Mm-hmm.
what actually pays bills. Like, what can you perfect? What are you actually good at?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
else comes. Yeah. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel it's systems that we need to create around that. But
Mm-hmm.
now realize even if we are shifting to the digital, way of doing things,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
we do not change how we used to communicate. How we used to engage as a community.
Yeah.
We just digitalize our communication. Because
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
look at it, it's merely a communication
Mm-hmm.
medium.
Mhm.
it should not be taken up as something we need to put our lives into it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah,
If we put
yeah.
our lives in it, then it means this becomes our world, and the physical
Mhm.
world as it is,
Yeah.
just becomes dormant, is left out. But there is need for that because
Mhm.
that's how people grow, that's how people learn. Yes, there is this spaces we can do these conversations,
Mhm.
but you will testify that sometimes these one-on-one conversations, having to sit down with someone,
Mhm.
learning how their body language is, feeling
Mhm.
their the emotions as they speak,
Mhm.
you cannot all receive them virtually. There's that
Yeah.
physical, communal kind of aspect we need to maintain, and it needs
Mhm.
also to cut across business because if we create digital systems as well
Mhm.
that are too independent,
Mhm.
we'll end up being pulled everywhere. So that's another thing I've realized. There's a lot of independence in terms of digitalization, but it
Mhm.
needs to be a controlled independence. That
Mhm.
yes, you're free to be, you do have free will to put yourself somewhere, but you need to put yourself somewhere. Otherwise, if
Mhm.
you go all out, you'll end up
Mhm.
being spiraling all over. And I feel that's a challenge you find. Yeah, our Generation Z, when you're employing them, they have plenty skills.
Mhm.
But then if you tell them, can you apply all these skills? They cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
So
are
how do
basic
we
intermediate.
yeah. So
Yeah.
how do we ensure that even as we are taking up these opportunities, even as we are, trying to better ourselves, how do
Mhm.
we ensure we,
Mhm.
we, we, we do it in a way that actually prepares us towards what we
Yeah.
want?
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
truth is not everyone is able to create businesses. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. That's the
even by
truth.
creating businesses, you need
Mhm.
people to work for it.
To
And
work
rather
for
you
you.
need people
Yeah.
to work for you publishers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people who actually believe in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So all it takes is maybe a communal aspect of how we approach it. Then
Mhm.
we now pick what is available. These are systems.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
now ask ourselves, how do we infuse them and ensure
Yeah.
it works for us? Yeah,
Yeah.
it works
Yeah.
for us. That there is
Yeah.
that minimal glitch and commotion during transition because I feel that's what
Mhm.
happens when
Yeah.
both parties don't understand what they need to transition to. They now pull in their own sides. They don't want to stick on their lane. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of shit that is coming in all
Mhm.
spectrum. That's what I
Yeah.
like to, I usually remind myself. Yes,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is the challenge, but
Mhm.
ask yourself, I usually put it in simple terms. The challenges we are experiencing are
Mhm.
due to the experiences we passed through to get to where we
Mhm.
are.
Mhm.
So if you also want to change the experiences of those who come, let us now create systems. I believe
Mhm.
as learned people, as learned is different from ramification, like having
Yeah.
experience in life, we
Mhm.
ought to start upgrading our lives and our community. Like
Mhm.
I feel like we do have the responsibility, especially us who have that eyesight of saying things are not going well, and
Mhm.
these are ways we need to change
Yeah.
it. How do
Yeah.
we go back and educate? Because now the other challenge that is going to rise with this is those who take up the systems will create even a bigger gap than we're experiencing
Mhm.
it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there will be a very huge gap between the poor and the rich.
Mhm.
And now,
Mhm.
what happens is, even as history has taught us, is the
Mhm.
poor, if that gap is too much off, they
Yeah.
will start fighting each other. The poor
Yeah.
will
Sure.
start fighting the rich will
Yeah.
start fighting off the poor. Then
Yeah.
we do not end up achieving what we wanted. Because I feel
Yeah.
we have put money too much. It's essential, it makes
Mhm.
things move. But
Mhm.
the same with money actually. Money would be a very good example. Money
Mhm.
came, I'm sure you're aware from history how trading used to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
When things were value, not
Mhm.
what coin do I have, not what paper do
Yeah.
I have, what currency
Yeah.
do I put on it, is
Yeah.
what are you giving me? Does it measure up to what I'm giving you back?
Mhm.
And I feel there's that shift, cryptocurrency is kind of introducing that, but
Yeah.
it's still a relatively, new field we're learning it. But
Yeah.
yeah, we need to bridge that so that even economically, as we improve, as we upgrade, we also
Mhm.
pull our societies up. And that
Mhm.
also is coupled by, yeah, those who are ahead of the rest need to start creating systems
Mhm.
to support others because with that old mentality of if I have made it, I need to secure what I have made so that
Yeah.
it's not going to
Yeah.
for me
So,
to continue staying here.
yeah.
And you realize that's a societal challenge. That's actually
Mhm.
something Lucy touched on. I don't know if you're familiar with it. I know that I know.
I love music in the choir.
Yeah, yeah, I enjoy it
I
when
love
them
that
touching,
one.
touching
Yeah, yeah,
the point, the truth,
yeah.
the hard truth that we do not want to accept. And he was saying, in the likes of those who are in leadership, and even for
Mhm,
those who are not, for there to be a synergy, yeah, we need to
mhm,
understand anyone who's ahead of you has made
mhm,
some steps to get there. And instead of us trying to create shortcuts to get to where they are and
mhm,
try and move them, because that's the common knowledge, the common challenge. And even if you look at it, it's
mhm.
contributing even in our society. Because
Yeah.
there's something we observed, some communities are more connected than others. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Uh,
see.
just to give a random, yeah, some, let me not give examples, but yeah,
Mhm.
some communities are more,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
you know, in sync with each other.
Mhm,
And that
mhm.
has helped them transition towards a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
But then
yeah,
the
yeah.
challenges we're experiencing is the communities that are just shifting. They're not
Mhm,
improving, they're not sticking together to say how to improve.
mhm,
Individually, everyone goes. And then you realize when you get there on top, you are
mhm.
alone. There's no one to
It's
lean
so
on,
lonely.
there's no one to grow from.
Yeah,
And the truth is, once you get here, when you get to a peak, there's nothing else. So it ends
yeah,
up getting lonely. And that
yeah,
has created a lot of gaps. You realize now the relationship between the rich and the poor has now
mhm.
turned dependency. And that's
Yeah,
what it has turned into a dependency. Because they
yeah,
have
yeah,
it, I need
yeah,
to have it. Or rather, I do
yeah,
not have, give me.
yeah.
Whereas it should be a system of, since I have it, or rather, since you have it, how
Mhm.
can you help me get to where you are?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah? We need to
Yeah,
start thinking in that mindset as communities.
yeah.
Like, how do we support each other? Because the minute one person breaks a barrier,
Mhm.
they have already created a path for everyone
Yeah,
else to pass through.
yeah, yeah.
But then there need to be mechanisms because we realize the people who have made it, tech billionaires,
Mhm,
those anyone you brand successful, you
mhm,
realize their journey towards growth has been silent. And what is publicly being put out is only
mhm.
the good part. No one will know.
Yeah,
No one will show you
yeah,
the
yeah,
challenges, the confused hours, the
yeah.
bad days, the days you
Mhm.
felt like, you know what, I'm not giving up.
Yeah.
But then, by understanding those challenges, is when you
Mhm.
understand, or rather, that's when you own up towards success. Because I also feel that the
Yeah.
people who are chasing success, they
Uh-huh.
tend to find shortcuts towards it. But then,
Yeah.
when they get there, it's not
Mhm.
sustainable.
Yeah.
And those are the people who are, going ahead, coming back and
Mhm.
forth. And
Mhm.
even in the workspace, it has a negative effect.
Mhm.
Currently, yes, it's a change. We'll see how it goes. But the
Mhm.
current negative effect is the fact that we are picking up new systems and not growing into systems. Whereas those
Mhm.
who are producing these systems, for
Mhm.
them, it's something they have adapted to. They just didn't
Mhm.
create a system. Someone sat
Yeah.
down, realized there was a challenge,
Mhm.
analyzed it, and created a problem towards it. But
Yeah.
then, until we start looking at things from that perspective, like even if you are the CEO of this company, when I'm coming to be employed at your workplace or rather in your organization,
Mhm.
there's something I am coming to help you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's some individual I am coming. Not only it's not in the aspect of this is my job title. Nice.
Yeah.
Now that is being brought
What
in.
value am I
Something
bringing?
yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah.
for you to have even that person in the wrong term and for
Mhm.
you to even learn from the generational gap that is there,
Mhm.
there is need for both ends to take a near gap, step,
Yeah.
make one step towards each other, and now
Yeah.
realize that there is this gap. How can I
Mhm.
help you get to where I am? And
Yeah.
how can you take the steps that you're needed? Not shortcuts, not me picking you and dropping you where I am, because you'll end
Yeah.
up collapsing.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah. Sure.
so how
Sure.
do I help you do those journey towards
Mhm.
growth? Yeah,
Mhm.
and I feel that will be crucial in transitioning in all
Yeah.
areas. Even in the corporate
Yeah.
world, we need to have
Yeah.
a conversation.
Yeah.
What are
Yeah.
these systems that we are adapting to?
Yeah.
What are
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
things that even as a community, before we even push it down to
Yeah.
our community themselves? Because
Yeah.
now the impact is once its impact reaches down here, we are now being left to look for solutions, whereas
Mhm.
we had the opportunity to create something sustainable for long term. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel that's one of the things we need to really understand where we are going, and
Mhm.
to understand where we are going, you don't even actually need to look at where things are. These
Yeah.
are words of Guru. Sadhguru was once saying, like, for you to create any meaningful change, change
Mhm.
has to come from within.
Yeah.
And that was saying, like,
Exactly.
most of our challenges,
Mhm.
it's always sad, or rather, I always find it sad when there's a political issue and everyone is
Mhm.
trying to point at the person on top,
Mhm.
not realizing for the person on top to even, make a move, it requires
Mhm.
a chain of people below them to
Mhm.
actually make the change. And
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
chains of people are humans like us. Actually, they are millennials like us who will enter
Yeah.
in those spaces and say,
Mhm.
this is what you guys have been doing, but no, I'm going to my own way. I'll go and
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
And we end up blaming the wrong people. And I guess society has reached a point where no one wants to look inward. What did I contribute towards, creating that problem?
Mhm.
It's always a matter of who do I blame for it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
do I blame? And until we stop, pointing fingers at each other and,
Mhm.
have those hard, tough conversations,
Mhm. Mhm.
this is a challenge. Let's accept it.
Yeah.
How do we change? I feel
Yeah.
there's a lot of societal challenges that will be
Mhm.
solved that will
Mhm.
go towards even not only removing, because I would say if we dealt away with midlife crisis, we'll be
Mhm.
creating another problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
we do
Yeah.
is,
Yeah. Sure.
it's like life. There's cause and effect, and people
Yeah.
need to look at it. You may see the advantages, but those are only the advantages at face value.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
means, what
Mhm.
are the challenges as well?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What are the
what are the
challenges?
challenges?
Yeah.
How do we
Yeah.
prepare to address
Mhm.
those challenges? Because they'll always be there and they'll always create themselves.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of work to be done on
Mhm.
both ends, on both
Mhm.
spectrums, the employment, the
Mhm.
employees, and even
Perspective.
society.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even
The
in there's
society.
nothing, if we leave out society in it, we end up creating a half-baked solution that is
Yeah.
not going
Yeah.
to work. Because if we create a solution for a millennial or rather someone in the middle of the crisis, 20 to
Mhm.
30, yeah,
Mhm.
what
Yeah.
happens to the person who's in their 18 who's supposed to
Uh-huh.
come in their 30?
Yeah.
You might, think since I've already created a system here and it's already working, they'll just
Mhm.
come and join. But now the
Yeah.
joining is going to bring commotion because before
Mhm.
someone joins, understands, and fall in, that's when
Mhm.
they introduce their own ways of doing things. That's when they introduce their own culture. That's when they bring their own, you know.
Yeah.
So we need to create those systems, create those processes, have
Mhm.
those open conversations, because then
Mhm.
we cannot create old systems where you sit down, we decide this, it, then it's going to go for another 100 years. No. It has
Yeah.
to be something constant and continuous. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that
Mhm.
then, if we are creating systems above or below, we know how to make transition. Yeah. Like right now, I'm waiting to see in the Kenyan aspect how does the CBC and the 844 system transition.
Deeper.
That is another one that is coming for us.
Yeah. 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 Sure. Sure.
Yeah, because now you're being given, that's the challenge. If I'm to touch on it, like CBC,
Mhm.
yes, it's coming to improve on the old system of education,
Yeah.
but then
Yeah.
it's being imposed on someone who's already in the old system. Like right now,
Mhm.
with any parent in CBC
Mhm.
right now,
Mhm.
they studied the 844.
Yeah.
No one came and educated the parents on what
Yeah.
to do, how to
Yeah.
support the kids. Now, if you tell
Yeah.
a child to come and ask me how to do a crusade, have you ever
Yeah.
done one?
I don't know.
How
Yeah.
do you know? Or create something artistic. Art and
Yeah.
craft was dropped down in 1990s. We have an
Yeah.
entire
Yeah.
training generation that doesn't even
Yeah.
know art and craft. It
Yeah.
has only been reserved to a few. So you
Yeah.
see, CBC is working somewhere else well.
Mhm.
Yeah, I understand that it was something that was learned from China, Japan, and
Uh-huh.
the White to create a
Yeah.
hybrid for us. But then we did
Mhm.
not have that aspect of understanding. We are
Yeah.
bringing it to a Kenyan, to an African
Yeah.
community. Yeah,
Yeah.
how do
Yeah.
they transition? What
Yeah.
already exists, and how can we use now this improved system to support?
Yeah.
Because there's some discussion being made. If now you can come and tell me I create a statue and I have to buy everything. There's an
Mhm.
economic, crisis that
Yeah.
is there. But
Yeah.
if you taught the child, I sat down with a parent who was complaining, and actually he even went to the school and complained to them. Yes,
Mhm.
CBC is good, and I like what my child is learning, but
Mhm.
don't tell them to come and ask me. I do not even understand. How best can I help them? And I don't even know
Yeah.
what you're thinking. So
yeah,
the
yeah.
best thing, her suggestion was, can
Uh-huh.
you teach our children? Because that's also another thing, another challenge
Yeah.
in academic education. We're being taught
Uh-huh.
how to apply, or rather
Uh-huh.
how to, yeah, to apply our skills, but then
Yeah.
we're not taught how to even create the opportunities that can fit these skills. Like how
Thank you.
all this work.
Yeah.
So we end up being, you're only being trained to do something because you end up doing what you have been taught to do, but
Yeah.
cannot understand. You were taught to do
Yeah.
this because it has an impact here, and if you
Yeah.
use it somewhere else,
Yeah.
this is how it can help. And that's innovation. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there is that. There is that. I feel we need
Mhm.
to address it as we now make big changes because now we've been making big strides. We've been making small ones.
Yeah.
Rather,
Yeah.
those who have got the conviction to change are the ones who are making. But as the
Mhm.
rest of the world joins in, it
Mhm.
needs to be something well planned for,
Yeah.
something that we need to realize like, yes, we do exist as a continent and we do want to create that one, whole continent. But the
Yeah.
only way this remains sustainable is
Mhm.
how we ensure it's all round.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
everyone is
Yeah.
either they're financially challenged, irrespective of where you are in society or
Uh-huh.
what you do, and even in terms of education, because you will find the most young kids in CBC have parents who have not been in school. See, that's a challenge.
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
How do you? But then it doesn't mean that parent can do something.
Mhm.
Actually, we were surprised by an old mama who just crafted. For her, she learned how to craft things from
Yeah.
collecting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
we also need to teach our kids that, like,
Yeah.
instead of looking at how can we create things afresh,
Mhm.
how can we pick what is already there? Because we
Yeah.
already have. So I
Yeah.
was mentioning some saying by Kagame, they're saying like we need to stop looking outwards.
Mhm.
Yeah, we need to stop looking outwards for
Mhm.
solutions because they are already here. But then for those solutions, it requires not only me, it requires me, you, and other people to find a
Mhm.
solution. So you see,
Yeah.
with digitalization, we did not create that community and ensure it
Mhm.
has that trust bond that is not
Mhm.
limited to technology. Because
Yeah.
the other upside to technology is maybe a solar system came and killed all our communication.
Yeah.
We will have a new challenge. Or rather,
Yeah.
if,
Sure.
if the whole world communication was shut down, for
Yeah.
even one day, it will
Yeah.
be a
Oh,
chaotic world.
would freak
But then it's
out.
not,
Yeah.
yes, it will be a chaotic world. But
Yeah.
then it's not supposed to be like that. That's when you start understanding, or rather, that's why I start picking it from. Yes, technology is good and I love it. That's where I
Mhm.
am. I always encourage people to uptake it. But
Mhm.
then how you uptake it and how it's meant to help you is something
Mhm.
that one needs to learn. And
Mhm.
I can say the good thing is the information is there. All you need
Mhm.
to just those who are ready, for us who are ahead, to train those who are coming behind.
Mhm.
Try and show
Yeah.
them these are not the guidelines, but
Yeah.
this is how we did it.
Yeah.
Let people be frank,
Yeah.
let's not just motivate people by the young ones by telling them the sweet truth.
Yeah.
Let's also prepare them to the hard truth. They
Yeah.
might end up getting solutions to those
Yeah.
problems. So that
Yeah.
if most of these challenges are communicated to us by those who are ahead of us, with
Mhm.
their capacity, we are thinking, you tell me,
Mhm.
what would you have not done? Could you not
Would
have solved like half of
would
our
be very
problems?
far. Actually, would be very far because
But then now, how do you solve a problem? You don't know. You
yeah, you
only are
don't.
the receiver of.
Yeah. Yeah. You
You're
just
only a receiver of.
discover it's this. Oh, this. You can't figure things out. This is happening.
But if
You
you
don't
have
know
that
how to go
conviction, it's
about.
not right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you just have a conviction. This is not right. It doesn't sit well with me. I just feel out of place. Things are not
Yeah.
working, you know. And I think from our discussion, the truth is, I think the biggest source of stress and the biggest source of all this quarter life crisis is majorly work, because the biggest thing we do from when we transition out of college to our mid thirties is just trying to figure out, just trying to secure the bag, of course, as you look for a place that you're happy to be in and a place that really serves you right. You're excited to wake up and go there in the morning or just work for these people, but I'm grateful that we guys have had this discussion. But the truth is, not unless all of us, all the players come together and do their parts, I don't think there'll be much that will happen.
Yeah.
And as you said, we may eradicate this generation may come with its issues, we solve these issues, then this other generation comes, it has its issues, so it
Issues.
just becomes like a cycle of of
Actually, I
issues.
should, yeah, I should say
Yeah,
that the challenges we are facing now are
uh,
because of the steps and the actions that were taken before us.
yeah,
And also, we are not cautious of the steps we make.
yeah,
Looking into the near future, we'll end up
yeah,
finding, our
yeah,
young selves in the same
yeah,
position we are in. And the
yeah,
challenge is the cycle is not always it. Like
yeah,
someone who said, tough times create
yeah,
tough men.
tough,
Someone
yeah,
saying
yeah,
tough people create
yeah, tough,
easy times create
yeah,
tough men,
yeah,
or rather
yeah,
tough environment
yeah,
creates. So we'll end up going in that cycle if it continues.
yeah, yeah,
And
it's
history will
true.
always repeat itself to
It's
any community, to any individual who
yeah,
doesn't understand why it happened. Not only acknowledge, because that's where we are. We
yeah,
acknowledge the very hard truth that we have gone through. But instead
uh-huh,
of analyzing it and understanding, we
mhm,
need to look at it from a solution-oriented point of view, not
yeah,
from a challenge-oriented point of view. Because when you look at
yeah,
it
yeah,
from a challenge-oriented point of view, you want to run away from it. You
yeah,
won't be looking for
exactly,
solutions to run away from it.
yeah,
Only to realize those who created that solution that is
mhm,
not working now, it
mhm.
was a solution then.
It was a solution then. Thank you. Yeah,
Yes, it
a
was a
solution
solution
then.
then,
Yeah.
but now it is not. So it's not
Uh-huh.
that where it came from is where it's wrong. It's only that the
Uh-huh.
transition. It's that transition, like
And the times
needs
have
to
changed.
change. It does.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
the times.
all we need to start changing
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
as an African continent. Yeah, we
Yeah.
need to
Yeah.
start looking at where are we, where do we
Mm-hmm.
need to be, and what
Yeah.
can we create to get there. And the
Yeah.
good thing
Yeah.
is we can end up solving most of our problems
Yeah.
fast. That's how we like hearing it. But
Yeah.
then we can end up dragging or creating
Mhm.
even major challenges.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
something I think that needs to be cautiously addressed. And now we
Yeah.
need to bring everyone on board that now we are moving in. When you're trying to move systems, there's
Yeah.
not that much drag. People understand what needs to be done, so everyone
Yeah.
starts finding their footing towards like how do I contribute to work with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's what we're
And
lacking here.
so, sorry for cutting
Yeah.
short. And as employers and employees try to work these things out, I also think education institutions, as you said, they also need to step up because
Actually,
I think
I have an idea on that before you move
yes,
on. If you
yeah,
run away, like the
yeah,
only way I was trying to look at where education failed in terms of our colleges,
uh-huh, uh-huh,
and we will find out you will find corporates that are coming up, startups are the ones
yeah,
that are trying to solve most of education challenges. But and most of the research and development that should be done by the education system
mm-hmm,
has been passed up to the
yeah,
employment and to the
yeah, it's
employers
true, it's true,
instead of because that is what the education system was bought to rather was put up to solve like it's supposed to
mm-hmm,
help us improve but then you
yeah,
realize even the systems that are in education they can't
uh-huh,
create that that's why the corporate world has shined on this but
yeah,
what I feel is there is need for that and
mm-hmm,
few organizations are realizing it
yeah,
like say like for us we have also realized it as your
mm-hmm,
firm and you're asking
mm-hmm,
ourselves like we were looking for developers a while back and you're asking
mm-hmm,
ourselves there is that aspect of yeah we can hire developers
mm-hmm,
very experienced one they're coming in with very huge paychecks
yeah,
attached to it
yeah,
that's when I even
yeah,
realize the work now it's because developer can come with already you know pay cut the amount you can go down
yeah,
but then but then when you
yes,
give them the challenge,
uh-huh,
when you give them the challenge, you
uh-huh,
realize, oh, they can't even measure up to it. That's
yeah,
when we realize now the other upside of us millennials and how we are shifting is when now
uh-huh,
that person realizes they are not measured up, they shift. They only carry that challenge somewhere else. Yeah. And
oh, I see,
what I feel the colleges and universities should have been doing, these
mm-hmm,
people are educated. They are the
mm-hmm,
ones who should be creating transition systems from
mm-hmm,
education
mm-hmm,
to the workplace. Right now,
yeah,
we should be having corporates partnering with institutions for higher learning to
mm-hmm,
absorb the talents that are coming and ensure
mm-hmm,
that because that's the only way that it cannot happen.
yeah, yeah,
Initially it's supposed to be bottom up.
Yeah.
right? They have
Yeah.
to be done. Yeah?
Yeah. It's
Now you
true.
find in corporates, it
Uh
starts from
huh.
telling universities and institutions,
Uh
we huh.
huh.
want this kind of people working with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
education system has them. What are
Yeah.
they missing? They missing
Yeah.
experience and
Uh huh.
understanding what the
Mhm.
practicabilities are of it here. Can we
Yeah.
create internship systems that are
Yeah.
supporting to the system? Yeah? But now the
Yeah.
challenge is running out these in either large scale or
Mhm.
in almost in the institutions. There is not that
Mhm.
mechanism because
Mhm.
institutions and private entities are separate. Yeah,
Yeah.
and government as it is, let me say, government like I feel actually government is a major contributor of all systems
You're right.
because government should be the one that is creating the system, the policies to support,
Yeah. The new the
advancement.
shifts. Mhm.
Yes, and also like creating systems for such universities to and
Yeah.
the corporate world to align.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
left to individual institutions, and
Yeah.
mostly you look like only institutions that are able to do that is when they receive a company that is willing to fund.
Yeah.
There is no even that kind of funding, and
Yeah.
yeah, I say in Africa research and development has failed, and that is why
Yeah.
it's lacking to support the market movement.
Uh
Because
huh.
if education systems rather would work in terms of research and development, they will be
Mhm.
the one who would be telling the corporate world these are the
Mhm.
steps you need to take. And by
Yeah.
then, you will be supplying them with the right skill. Tell them this is what you need to do, and these are the
Mhm.
right people to do it.
Yeah.
But now it's the reverse. It's creating a lot of work that is,
Mhm.
the up down work.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's a lot of that change that needs to be done about it.
Yeah, and I think in addition to that, I just think it's also important for we as young people or the guys in education institutions to also do their part as well. Yeah, in as much as the education system may
Yes,
not
yes,
work right, I just think we live
yes,
in. I think we. I'll repeat this as a million times. I think we live in quite some privileged times, in times where
yeah,
information is sort of fairly distributed, and in times where Google can be everybody's uncle. You know,
yeah,
because when I look back, whatever you've achieved or whatever you've been able to do, and whatever maybe the space I'm in and whatever I've been able to do in a few months or a few years may not be majorly out of the education we guys got
yes,
out of school,
yes,
but from the extras, from the networks, from the exposure that we guys decided to, to partake. I would say, because when I look at maybe what I've been doing for, actually, what I've been doing mostly, it's, yes, I'm a marketer by profession, but my area is always around events, of course, marketing and what have you. But when I look at the strength that I have in events, it's not something I was taught. It's something that I did, you
yeah,
know. But then when I go, my strength is majorly on doing the events as opposed to the marketing degree that I have. So it also calls for just putting yourself out there. It's
yeah,
not always about books, to be really honest. Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes. It's not always about books. That's the truth. And you can learn much more out of that classroom, out of that four walls, because there's this behavior of guys just going to the lecture hall. We take those notes, we copy those notes,
okay.
and after you
Oh,
get back
yes, you know that.
to your room, you sleep, you sleep, you don't know, you don't have any other friends outside,
You don't
whoever
even contest.
don't go to clubs, no societies, no nothing. It keeps you in a space where, in as much as everybody else experiences this tough time and every other thing, it keeps you in a much more difficult time because if the education is not working, so what else do you know? Who do you know?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
other skill did you acquire out of that classroom or what have you? And to be, when I look at even most of my friends, when we guys have these discussions and every other thing, most of us are like, you remember these things we guys were doing in college? These two small things.
yeah,
These are the things that we guys are right now maximizing. And
yeah,
yeah, because we acquired much more skill with the practical aspect of whatever we did out of class, as opposed to
yeah,
the cramming and rewriting back in the exams. I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
also
yeah.
something that young people should know. The other thing, and I speak this being a Kenyan, having attended a Kenyan public university, and having experienced the problems that come with graduating out of a public university in a Kenyan system. The young people should also know that there is so much value in exposure. There's a lot of value in exposure. Let me tell you, Kamami, I think the moment I stepped out to the other place, that's when I started seeing the way things are working and disparity between our education system and other countries' education system. The way we think, the way we even teach ourselves out there, the
Yeah, that's
confidence.
true. That's true. Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah.
yes, because I think I don't know, but there's just something. I, I don't know whether I don't know if we guys were taught to fear. I don't know how it. I really can't tell
Ah,
how our system is. I
you,
just
you,
think
you've touched on you've touched on something very important.
yeah,
That aspect of and that's what I was saying. If we need to understand how we need to change, we need to
yeah,
understand where we're coming from.
yeah,
You've given a very good example that very much resonates with me.
yeah,
That of crabbing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Like for me, when I was joining campus, I joined
yeah,
to do a diploma. And
yeah,
the first 2 years, oh, I can tell you, I studied.
yeah.
I didn't get
I
a
know,
pass
right?
first, yes, but I studied.
Yeah,
I was there. Someone had
yeah,
told me with a diploma you can get a job for,
yeah.
better than a degree
Than a
holder.
degree
I
holder.
did
Yeah,
it. I put it everything.
yeah.
Then after 2 years, 8 months down the line, tamarking the streets of Nairobi, selling
Uh-huh.
systems that are not related to what you're doing,
Yeah,
working on us. I don't know if, yeah, it happened. Some
yeah,
generation may not know it if
yeah,
you're used to. Now we apply things online, but
yeah,
a while back you needed to work to other
yeah,
places to work.
yeah. It's true.
You cannot drop an email; it will be stored in
Nobody,
spam and all the rest.
nobody read that. Yeah,
Yeah, and I feel there's that transition that most people do not see. Because for
yeah.
me, that 8 months
Uh-huh.
put me in a trajectory that was helping
Uh-huh.
me here. Because one thing I came to learn, because one thing I came to tell myself that I was coming to learn a degree. I realized
Uh-huh.
yes, I did not have what was required. Then
Uh-huh.
due to lack of what I was doing, that's
Uh-huh.
what I said. Instead of staying outside here trying a million and one things, let me
Mm-hmm.
first go and try. Because I still had that in me, that education
Yeah.
would work. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the only shift that came with it was the minute I went back to school,
Uh-huh.
I did not go to stick to class and work. I can
Yeah.
say I was one among the students. I guess my lecturer understood me. I
Yeah.
used to I used to work while I
Yeah.
studied.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
work is part time, class is
Yeah.
full time. When you attend
Yeah.
classes, when you're not in class, when you don't
Yeah.
have classes, you do something else. And I
Yeah.
feel that's like when our exposure starts, different times. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
That is
true.
when the exposure came. And then I
Yeah.
realized whatever is needed outside here, whatever I
Mm.
need to do,
Yeah.
will not be, it will not be handed over to me through education.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was
Yeah.
already aware. I had tried to apply several jobs. I've
Mhm.
entered a job interview, done it very well. I aced it
Yeah.
very well.
Yeah.
But then, when the conversation goes, yeah, and you realize the person interviewing you did a certificate and have been seated in that seat for over 20 years.
Yeah.
Now they want to hire a junior someone,
Yeah.
yeah, junior, logistician. Then my background is procurement and logistics, but I'm
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
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 So you realize the people who are ahead, they could not stomach that. That was my like turning
Yeah.
point.
You
That was my
cannot.
break point. I
Yeah.
realized I am learning, yes, but where
Uh-huh.
I am learning to go and place myself, even
Yeah.
that place is not ready for my education. It's
Yeah.
not ready for
Yeah.
my exposure.
Yeah.
And I guess that's where my shift started coming towards like, how can I be the
Mm-hmm.
job?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how can I create job myself,
Yeah.
be it with my
Yeah.
skills, be it
Uh-huh.
studying something.
Uh-huh.
uh, and yeah, that's one thing I guess students need to understand, that
Uh-huh.
even with the digitalization, because that's the other challenge that comes, there's a new one. Us
Uh-huh.
was for Kenya and
Yeah.
Harambe, so
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
green
Yeah.
Harambe.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Now the
In the
challenge
works.
the challenge is there now with the millennials.
Uh-huh.
Sahi, with this,
Uh-huh.
mtu ana freeze the picture. No, yeah, yeah. I can stay, screenshot,
Yeah.
then freeze my screen, and you think I am there listening. And I'm
Yeah.
not
It's
there.
true. and you're not.
I know they
That's
think
why.
that is the way we did it. Yes, they had this tool, but for us we used to steal because we were like you would have lecturers who didn't even
Yeah,
engage you. We just
yeah,
said ours was
yeah,
notes, come and do
yeah,
notes. Yeah.
yeah. Notes, come and
One
look
is
at.
sitting with you, giving
It's
you,
true.
your
It's
thoughts.
true.
I even suddenly realized even some of our lecturers, the reason why they hand over notes,
Uh huh.
and this was what hit me hard, sorry I
Uh
sold it
huh.
to her,
Yeah.
is that the lecturers that, or rather your teacher doesn't have experience in what he's teaching.
Uh huh. Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
only thing they're passing down is the
Yeah.
reference knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah? So
Yeah.
you end up coming out and realizing whatever you're being taught was something that
Yeah.
was written in 1940 something. Whatever
Yeah.
you're
It
applying
just makes
now,
sense right
since
now.
last month, and the person
Yeah.
who's teaching you doesn't even know it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
with that, I feel now with digital aspect, what needs to be done and what our generation and behind need to understand is the fact that there were no systems means
Mhm.
now we need to work hard
Mhm.
towards ensuring we better
Mhm.
ourselves. Because the
Yeah.
systems that are there cannot do
Yeah.
it for ourselves. Us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
We need to be in that realization that even for system to change, I don't know if people do realize that even for anything to change,
Yeah.
even new and upward, there has to be that friction that happens.
Yeah.
It's not something
Yeah.
that seamlessly happens. There has to
Yeah.
be a friction because for there to be sustainable change, there has to be a
Mhm.
shift in one of these things. Yeah.
Yeah.
And until people start acknowledging and start accepting that and know, instead of waiting until such opportunities come, they
Mhm.
actually dive themselves into them. I
Yeah. Yeah.
remember this is how, as I was saying, this is how we got together exposure. I remember once in Nairobi, we were with you going
Yeah. Yeah.
overseas.
I remember. Yeah.
I
Walking
never forget that
from
day.
social media to I don't know where. Oh, Lion's Place. Oh my
Yes.
goodness. That's so.
When you're going to even drop bursaries, hand load papers for people, then you realize there was that, a lot of engagement we had.
Yeah.
For some, sadly, when I was completing,
Uh huh.
I got a review from one of the executive administrators in the
Uh huh.
institution.
Uh
This,
huh.
for me, my transition into marketing came when I was
Uh huh.
still doing procurement. I know you
Oh,
know
oh,
that. I
nice. Yeah,
started marketing.
I
I
remember.
set up,
Yeah, because you are
yeah.
doing so much.
I can say I'm proud I set up some social media
Mhm.
platforms for the university that
Yeah.
led them towards, taking
Yeah.
them up post-COVID
Yeah.
because I see they were being used to learn classes, to do orientation online.
Oh,
So for me,
nice.
that's where I started.
Yeah.
I started after understanding the procurement space I was in, my education could not feed me.
Yeah.
But then I had a talent. I had been exposed in marketing, sales,
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
promotion, introducing brands, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Then I realized how can I do that in now
Mm.
a more efficient way?
Yeah.
So you see, for
Yeah.
me, it was a journey of hitting different, roadblocks and realizing this is the way I need to
Yeah.
do it. This
Yeah.
way. Most people do
Yeah.
not see that. Most people, when they hit their first roadblock, they have already changed direction entirely. They're
Yeah.
picking
It's
something
true.
new. They're not struggling
You have
again, and you
come.
realize the process of picking something new, you have to start from scratch.
You have to start again. That's the truth.
That's not again, yeah.
That's the
No
truth.
matter what experience you had.
Yes.
Actually, that's what I was even saying. My midlife, my quarter crisis, I don't even feel I'm out of it because
Uh
I've
huh.
just recently shifted in a new field
Yeah, you feel it again. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
new field, everything new. And I was
Yeah.
receiving that pressure. Last
Yeah.
week was also a teacher.
Yeah.
How do I now shift from how you used to do things, how
Uh
you
huh.
need to do things now? And
Yeah.
there's no one to tell you. I'm in a
Yeah.
startup. Every systems are mine,
Yeah.
and they either break or make the company. So you
Yeah.
feel the pressure. And you realize even when you're trying to even pick up now other people, not everyone has been able to stomach that pressure, to stomach,
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
harden enough, to toughen
Mhm.
enough to
Mhm.
withstand the challenges that are ahead. And that's why I
Yeah. It's.
feel, even for us, who are young generation, they need to put
Uh
that in mind. Like if you
huh.
see someone making big moves, you see us making big moves,
Uh
ask
huh.
yourself, what did they pass through? What was,
Yeah.
let's say, what person through doesn't matter because we've all experienced different. But
Yeah. Yeah.
what are the principles such people use to
Yeah.
ensure they push forward in
Yeah.
those situations? Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't look at
Yeah.
it from that angle, we'll
Yeah.
end up making short-term mistakes, or rather,
Yeah.
short-term mistakes and short-term gains in the
Yeah.
long term.
It's
Yeah.
true. And that
So
now really explains, sorry to cut you short, and that
simply,
now really explains the beauty of the pain and the brokenness, confusion, and everything else later on.
yes,
No.
yes, yes. Because there are people who are making it. Any, I've seen 21-year-olds driving big cars.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then if you watch their trend, 21, by the time they're 25, they can't even
Uh-huh.
sustain that car.
They
Why?
can't
Because,
sustain, yeah.
yes, they hacked their way towards getting
Uh-huh.
it, but did
Uh-huh.
they, did they receive the actual, molding that was important?
Yeah.
I feel like that's how change works. Change is
Yeah.
like a rubber band. When you want it to fit somewhere it doesn't fit, or it
Yeah.
wasn't fitting, you have to
Yeah.
stretch it. That
Yeah.
stretch is a string. Yeah. So
Yeah.
until people learn, like I was with someone who told me the secret towards exponential growth,
Mm-hmm.
not just gradual, because the challenge of not wanting to go through tough, all these struggles, you will make
Uh-huh.
strides as long as you keep going on,
Yeah.
but then you not make big moves, or rather you not make
Yeah.
sustainable moves. But for you to
Yeah.
make sustainable big moves, you have to
Uh-huh.
grow yourself in challenging situations where you
Yeah.
know no solution, because
Yeah.
then you have to mold your mindset to accept I'm not in an area I know, but I need
Mm-hmm.
to know. So your
Yeah.
mindset is not I do not know. Your mindset
Yeah.
is I do not know yet. So what do
Yeah.
I need to know? And that's what
Yeah.
creates, or that's what molds a leader's mindset. So that
Mm-hmm.
then when they're even seated in a very big position, they can be able to manage a very huge, work task.
Yeah,
Yeah?
it's
Whereas
true.
if someone with very few tasks can still face the same challenge. It's only a matter of what molded you to do what, and
Yeah.
how did you get in there. So that journey is important. The
Yeah.
brokenness is important, and you need to
Yeah.
appreciate the money,
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
realize the faster you make money, you don't
Yeah.
actually understand. That's why I usually
After you lose it.
like, yeah, that's why I usually put it like, if we do not understand the reason why, even
Yeah.
if I came and give you, I'm sure you're aware of yeah, there's people who have been given money, people who have won lotteries and stuff.
Lotteries. Yeah.
Look at them 2 years down the line. Don't even go past 2 years. 2 years down
Yeah.
the line,
Yeah.
someone even if they were given half a trillion, they will still
Yeah.
pour it into if they do not understand how properly to manage that amount. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
sure.
one thing people need to understand, rather our generation needs to understand, is that for there to be systems that are working,
Mm-hmm.
there are those processes that you need to go through to create systems
Yeah.
that work. It will not always work for everyone. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we need to understand. Like, it may work for you, but it won't work
Uh-huh.
for me. We're all in
Yeah.
the same field,
Yeah.
trying to do our ways, but we cannot always match. But then there are those areas where you can lean towards each other's knowledge. And that's why we need that synergy, where I come and tell you this is what I know, you tell me what you know, I end up learning. Yeah, I end up learning from you. And you realize that's the Kaizen, way of doing
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
have to
Sure.
read 100 books. You only need to
Yeah.
meet two, three, four people who have read those
Mm-hmm.
books, have a
Mm-hmm.
meaningful engagement, and then you end up receiving the knowledge again. Because if at all they read and understood, it's the knowledge
Yeah.
that they'll be communicating. Yeah? And
Yeah.
that's the same for even in life. Like if you want to make big strides, if you want to fit somewhere, wherever you want to be, in yourself, you have to ask yourself, what are the requirements to enable me to be there and stay
Mm-hmm.
there? Because getting
Mm-hmm.
there is not the only trouble. Somebody,
Yeah.
somebody once told me a while back that when the first time I celebrated working for a global organization, he told me, no, Kevin, that is it. You've already, they've already given you a job. You're already
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
That's no longer going to be a
Yeah.
fun opportunity anymore. The
Yeah.
question is, what do you do when you're there? What do you
Yeah.
want to do when you're there? That is
Yeah.
what is going to make the information passionate. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Sure. Sure.
yeah, so the journeys are important, the pain points are
Mm-hmm.
important. They
Mm-hmm.
help you, they help your person, they help you, have some foundation
Mm-hmm.
that then you can stand on. And that's when you
Yeah.
see someone is unique, or someone is standing out, or rather the leaders we call leaders. They're not
Yeah.
just leaders because they found systems and they did like anyone else did, but they learned from everyone else, created their own systems, and now
Mm-hmm.
since their systems are more attractive, and I guess that's how it works, they're now attracting people towards their system. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Vis-a-vis where you just wake up, try and copy someone, yeah,
Yeah.
you'll do it, then you only do it halfway. You don't do it
Yeah.
fully. It doesn't drive
Yeah.
them. There is
Yeah.
that real need of us questioning ourselves. We need
Yeah.
to take things seriously. These are the challenges out there. I mean, it's no longer a matter of telling people we have challenges. Everyone is
Mhm.
experiencing them. Even from a child who has just started learning communication, I can tell
Mhm.
you there are challenges there. So the
Yeah.
question is, how do you mold their thinking? Instead of them looking at it, these are the challenges. Any there's this slogan that happens, and where it was, and let me mix Kiswahili. I have to
Yeah.
speak it in
Sure. Sure.
Kiswahili.
Sure. Sure. Of course.
Kuna kitu nyuma sana. The fact that
Uh huh.
people say hakuna kazi.
Uh huh.
That word, hakuna kazi.
Hakuna kazi.
Yes, hakuna kazi if you're looking for a job.
Uh huh.
Hakuna kazi. What I
Uh
even
huh.
tell most of my friends. Hakuna kazi
Yeah.
if you're looking for a job. But if we sit down and say, this is the challenge I want to address, and this is
Yeah.
how I can address it, and this is what
Yeah.
needs to be remunerated for it, then
Yeah.
you have created a job.
Yeah.
People think creating job is when you have to create your own business and it
Mm.
starts and it grows.
Mm.
Starting a
Mm.
business is another knowledge by itself.
Yeah. Sure.
That's why most startups are not running for long.
I
And
can
no one wants
agree.
to put in the knowledge.
I can agree with that.
That's why you
Yes.
get ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that and then you see how even everything cuts across. Like if you miss especially like for me what turns out is we need to change, but we need to understand why we need to change. Then
Yeah.
everything else that falls in is
Yeah.
more it's in our space of knowledge. You're not
Mm.
trying to accommodate something. You already know
Mhm.
what is there. It's only trying to tell with all of this that is available, this is what I want to read. Then we
Mm.
will realize that is when we start having control of our lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then if we keep relying on other people,
Mhm.
I see there is this challenge, but let me let Wangari do it. She does it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wangari will only do where she feels is her paper. And
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
justified, you can only
Yeah.
solve where you know.
Yeah.
Where you
It's
don't
true.
know,
Yeah.
well, unless someone reaches out and you understand that challenge, and
Yeah.
then it will be understanding a challenge. It's not
Mhm.
like you experience it and it draws you towards starting a business. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think the future towards even as people think of, how to evolve towards digitalization, how to curb unemployment,
Mhm.
remote working is there. Most
Mhm.
people don't know it. But then
Mhm.
there's another challenge that came with remote working is
Mhm.
do people have the culture of actually remote working? Do you
Mhm.
have the discipline of sitting down in your house and what you would have worked in an 8 to 5 office,
It's
but
fine.
now in your own comfort, in your own space. But then you
Mhm.
realize not everyone can do that. That's why you will also find that's where the corporate are kind of, pulling back.
Yeah.
We want them to pick up a system that even
Yeah.
us are not ready.
Yeah. Sure. It's true.
Even us are not ready. So there's
It's
that
true.
confusion. So as we think of the opportunities the digital space is coming, the barrier that is breaking, we also
Mhm.
need to understand what
Mhm.
are the standards that we need to measure up. Because yes, it's a free world, but it's not a free world.
Mhm.
It's a free world for anyone who wants to do what they want. But if you want
Yeah.
to do something meaningful and improve
Yeah.
people around you, you have to
Yeah.
have some organization, some organization systems
Yeah.
that then people can follow. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
And
true. It's true.
yeah, so that hiyo ndio inakuwa more the challenge. People
Yeah.
need to think of that.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, when we start thinking from that point of view, we start
Mhm.
realizing most of the things we are seeing as challenges, because that's what we're doing. When we look at the challenge and try and look for solution from the challenge, we're
Mhm.
only solving the end point, like
Mhm.
where the problem became a challenge. No, it
Yeah.
started somewhere. But
Yeah.
if we start asking ourselves, this is the
Mhm.
problem we have, this is the strides we want to make, and then
Mhm.
make those strides, how do I make sure those strides are not for me only? So there's also that
Yeah.
aspect. Also, I think we should touch. We need to stop being self-centered. Like we are
We need to stop.
humans, but we don't know how to live as humans.
You're right.
Sadly to say, there's
You're
something I
right.
saw on the internet. Like at this time and age, not in the Stone Age, at this time and age, we
Mhm.
still have to teach humans how to behave.
Like human. How to behave like human beings and how to be human.
Yes, yes, we are still in that conversation that
Mhm.
ought to have ended almost, so many years ago. So you
Yeah.
realize what we have been
Uh-huh.
doing, we have been solving our pain points, not the root
Uh-huh.
cause of our pain
Yeah.
points.
Yeah. But
And
I
now
think
by solving
uh-huh.
half-baked information, we end up
Uh-huh.
creating other challenges.
Uh-huh.
More other challenge. Like I cannot even like if you start looking at everything, even in terms of society, how we interact
Uh-huh.
with ourselves, there
Uh-huh.
are so many things that have been introduced introduced in between trying to, lift up the society. But there's a conversation that most people did not make, or rather did not partake in. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
challenge that comes with letting someone else do it. Then
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever they do, and it ends up receiving funding, it's not sort of recognized. It ends up being the way. But then
Yeah.
it's not a competition.
Yeah.
It's not a competition with the other person. Like I have
Yeah.
a small, let me say, personal, reservation with
Uh-huh.
how we have the world has taken up feminism. The
Mm-hmm.
challenge is it will kill families, which end up killing communities. But
Yeah.
we start with families and still say
Yeah.
as if we are communities, but until we
Yeah.
realize we do not have the systems that put us together, like what compromises a community. It starts
Yeah.
from families, then those
Yeah.
families being, a cluster of,
The
then that
clans,
creates a
the
community.
villages, and then community.
That's going to create a community. And now, if we try and remove the family, break those barriers, try to bring
Mm.
discord instead of understanding. Yes, women empowerment is there. In reality, it's a challenge. Even me as a man, it's a challenge. But
Mm-hmm.
then, how we address it is what
Mm-hmm.
matters. Because
Yeah.
if you're going to address it in a way, let's say
Mm-hmm.
I am supposed to be the man of the house, but you want to come and sit on my head to fix
Mm-hmm.
the room. That means, but I'm no longer the man of the head of the house. I am someone else. You have already
I
been
feel
placed with.
attacked.
You've already been placed with. So I am not
Yeah.
justifying, but now if I
Yeah.
look for another Palvacando, it's because
Uh,
I feel there's someone on top of my neck. And you, the reason why you're coming on top of my head is maybe
uh-huh.
something I have done that you're
Uh-huh.
feeling this person is not giving me enough space, so I need to come on top of the head.
No, let's do this, Kevin.
But
I really, I really differ. But then I think feminism is really a big topic, and it's really affecting our communities. And let's do this. I want us to have a date, another date where we guys shall discuss feminism purely and its effects on the black community.
yeah,
That I mean Africans and African Americans, whoever. I mean the black society in general, because there's so much happening within our society, and there's also the relationship between feminism and the outside world, the
yeah,
relationship between our community and the outside world in terms of feminism. That's one thing I want us to discuss. We shall have a date for that, and then let's also because
it's going to be a
yeah.
discussion that you're waiting, ulikuwa ngoja niashe moto ndo unichome nayo. Sawa.
No, it's really a
But
valid.
it's a
I think
conversation that needs to be made.
yeah, it's a
It's a
really
conversation.
a valid
Actually, it's a
conversation.
conversation we introduced. I don't know if I told you.
Yeah,
Did I
yeah.
mention it to you? There's a
No.
conversation as such we introduced in a model.
Uh
It's a simulation of how you end up. Huh?
huh.
And I happened
Yeah.
to attend after in fact Simon, I know you know it.
Yeah.
We
I
used to
remember
do it.
Simon. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
one thing we even introduced, I remember that was one among the few conferences I attended, was
Uh
that
huh.
question,
Uh
like
huh.
you are empowering the woman,
Uh
but you
huh.
have left out the daughter. So who do you expect to
To
marry
marry
that
this
empowered
woman.
woman?
Thank you. Yes.
And now that has created another problem. Now we are speaking of, in the challenge we
Huge.
even spoke of it. We are speaking of vita,
Huge.
maisha, wanaume na maisha. Now we even speak of men being beaten because that challenge. I now feel I need to be on the head.
Yeah.
So as how we uptake things, that's why I'm always
Yeah.
concerned. Like how we uptake things really
Uh huh.
matters, and we need to
Uh
look
huh.
at how far fetched does it reach.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah. Yeah.
something new is always very attractive, very
Yeah.
flashy. But when
Yeah.
it is not, is when it
Yeah.
determines do you actually does it actually support you or
Yeah.
not. So we need
Yeah.
to look at these
Sure.
things. Not only
Sure.
the flashy part of it, but
Yeah, it's
how we
true.
make
The
it
other
really
part of
matter.
it.
Yeah.
I also think I would also want us to have another date, maybe sooner, to discuss the role of exposure again. I think we've touched on it, but I think it has quite a bigger perspective. The role of
Yeah.
exposure, globalization, and yeah, the role of exposure and globalization to young people in regards to careers. I mean, just in regards to just navigating and finding themselves, and what other people do, what we guys have been doing, the platforms that are available, and maybe we guys are not so much conversant with them, or the
Yeah.
information is scarce, or we are selfish, as you said. Yes. And then, yeah, exposure, globalization, and networks. I think
Yeah.
that would
Because
be
that's actually important. There's another question I
yeah,
asked myself a while back. Like,
yeah,
it's a question we were holding an event. Suddenly it did happen. It was supposed to be a
yeah,
meet and greet.
yeah,
And the main theme of that meeting was you
uh-huh,
will realize that even if you were to look at your contact list, how many
yeah,
influential people that you know, if you had a
yeah,
meaningful engagement,
yeah,
will help you make strides towards whatever you're working for. I'm sure you
yeah,
can track minimum five. Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
do they do that? No. Why? Because we never learned how to leverage. Rather, no one has taught us how to leverage
How
our
to
networks.
leverage on our networks. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So
You're
that's a
right.
very
You're
important
right.
topic. Like, how do you leverage on your networks, but
Yeah,
not choke them? Because another thing I've realized, and
yeah,
for me, it kind of hits me like this is why I understand why successful people end up being incumbent, or rather they end
yeah,
up closing out stressful ones.
yeah,
One
yeah.
is there is me here who wants to gain as much from them, but I'm not
Mm.
looking at what would they be gaining.
What's can yeah,
What
what can I
since they have, we are entitled to it. And
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
entitlement is what breaks our relationship
It's
or
our
what
biggest
strains
problem.
our
Yeah,
relationship with such people.
yeah,
Whereas it
yeah.
should be, at least I had an honest conversation with the CEO and he told me, if
Uh-huh.
only you understood, it's not that those people in leadership shun
Uh-huh.
away,
Yeah.
but our approach to them is
Uh-huh.
what matters. Because
Yeah.
if I come to you, I know you're a marketer,
Yeah.
I come to you instead of telling you, Wangare, I do have this and this idea your organization can do, maybe
Uh-huh.
marketing
Yeah.
strategies that can help
Yeah.
you, boost on this
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
How can I be of help?
Yeah.
Yeah. See
Yeah.
that already
Yeah.
you have asked a job without asking a job because you
Yeah.
are
It's
telling
true.
that person, how do I help you solve a problem you're
Yeah.
going through? Yeah? And
Yeah.
that comes from engagement because that person came about giving me the contact. You had a
Yeah.
small engagement. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
the
Sure.
starting point. People
Sure.
need to
Sure.
start. They're not coming to you, telling you, Wangare, I know you're the marketing manager in your company.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
want a job. What
Yeah.
job? I don't know.
It's
Just give me
really
a job. I
yeah.
get such questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
Yeah. Yeah.
usually end up returning that person. Okay, I don't
Yeah.
know if they usually see as if I'm trying to beat around, but I want to
Uh-huh.
help you in the long run so
Yeah.
that then you help me help you.
Yeah.
Because if you
It's
don't
true.
help me help you,
Yeah.
even if I'm seated in one position, I still have
Yeah.
systems and processes to go through that I
Yeah.
had to go around. But then the
Yeah.
easiest is always when a solution is coming, because the organization is always experiencing solutions. If you
Yeah.
come
Sure.
to the organization, again, that's one thing I learned earlier on that has helped me a lot. Like
Mm-hmm.
understanding when you're going to someone, not only even organizations, because even individuals do hire. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's when, for me, cuttingly, I've been through individual startups, business owners before I get into
Yeah.
corporate world.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how I used to make meaningful engagement. And people even
Yeah.
wonder, like, how did you even get there?
How did you get
What
there?
did you
Yeah.
give this person? So that's the
Sure.
question. But then
Yeah.
the only thing they don't understand is I only place myself as a useful tool to that person.
Yeah.
Because what they need is just without one point of contact, they have an
Yeah.
engagement with you, they see what you
Yeah.
can do, and then you're not
Yeah.
trying to fit in their shoes. Because if you come and tell me you want a job, I tell you I want a marketing assistant to
Mm.
run an entire corporate one. You
Yeah.
would know the job description, or rather you don't have the experience, but you want
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But if you
Yeah.
don't tell me I want to run this part of your work, then I
Yeah.
know this is where I can start you from. Then as you grow, I can now be able to map out your journey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah?
Sure. Sure.
I
Sure.
can
You're
able to
right.
map out your journey. These are your
Yeah.
strengths, these are your weaknesses,
Yeah.
these are where I can push
Yeah.
you to grow, these are where I
Yeah.
can help
Yeah.
you advance. But
Yeah.
then when you go to someone, and that's what I guess people lack in networking. They need to really learn. How do you
Yeah.
approach people? Are you
Mm.
approaching with a win-win? Because that's actually what is happening now. The old
Yeah.
fallacy where you only think, what am I going to gain? Yeah? If you
Which
cannot
is
give
so
as much as you're
selfish.
gaining, you will
Mm.
lose your relevance very fast,
Yeah. It's true.
even to that person.
It's
Yeah.
true.
And to
It's true.
do, we need to like they will give you that first point of contact, you will engage with them. Then from there they'll now get to know you better because it's what we think we are and then
Mm-hmm.
who we are.
Yeah.
When
It's
no one
true.
else is looking and
Yeah.
yeah, when cameras are not looking at it, who we
Yeah.
actually are. And I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
that's very crucial when it comes to networking because it's
Mm-hmm.
understanding how do we relate with others. Not
Mm-hmm.
going to someone because we know they have and feel that you need to. If we was looking for this position, I wasn't looking for it, we have an interview. Okay, to
Mm-hmm.
be honest, it is
Yeah.
me who was looking for this position because I know
Yeah.
what I wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when someone comes and tells me, Kevin, the job, I usually ask them, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
And you realize most, actually, the generation, our generation, most of us don't. That's still a hard question to answer. They will tell
Mhm.
you, I have done this, I have done that, I have done so many things. But all of
Mhm.
those, can you sum up what you have done, what have they made you good at? That you can
Yeah.
actually say, this is what I'm good at from
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
experience. That's why I
Yeah.
was saying I am against hoping, yes, when you
Mhm.
find you're not in the right environment, hope.
Mhm.
Because you'll
Mhm.
find toxic work environment. It
Mhm.
will not be there. Maybe we'll have that discussion one day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's another challenge most people like. That's what I faced. Yeah. You're
Mhm.
coming out of campus, very energetic. You've been in
Mhm.
the NGO space, so you've received some exposure.
Yeah.
And then when you come and try and bring that change in an organization, you receive so many blockers, starting from the management, top management. How do you
Yes.
expect to be like if top management themselves
Yeah. Yeah.
cannot buy in, yeah. So I think that's something people need to realize. Like
Mhm.
that's what is going to help us, even if we were to rely on the digital space
Mhm.
to help us, reduce the unemployment numbers. Yes, it's a
Yeah.
very good place where anyone can go, but
Yeah.
if you cannot go and master something and actually be known for it,
Uh huh.
you have just wasted your time. Because we only say you are just good at doing so many things. And how do
Yeah.
we remember you from doing so many things? They have to be something
Yeah.
that you think you're good at, and you
Yeah.
know no one else should be good at unless
Yeah.
in a certain point. So that's something people need to learn about career exposure and
Mhm.
networking. Like they all go along. With good networks, you will get the right exposure.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
wrong networks, you will get the wrong exposure. You still get exposure, but the
Yeah.
wrong
Yeah.
exposure.
It's true.
Yeah?
The wrong one.
One that
Yeah.
may end up hindering you towards taking on a better step ahead.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's need for that conversation and
Mhm.
uh, okay, I'll remember the other topic. The other topic I feel also we need to
Mhm.
touch on is
Mhm.
that yeah,
Uh
people
huh.
overlook it, but then those are the small steps that
Mhm.
sum up to the big
Uh huh.
But when I remember I'll share it with you.
Okay. Okay. Man, I'm so much grateful. I'm really grateful that we guys had this conversation. I'm so happy, man. You know, you're a wise man. I always tell you that way. Huh?
Yeah,
When we
it's
sit
because
down,
it comes with sitting with people who pick my mind.
yeah, yeah. Because when
Yeah,
we
because
have,
I've been in a toxic work environment that
yeah,
has blocked my mind.
yeah, it's
Has
true.
blocked it
Yeah,
because it always depends on where you're coming, where you're going from. But
yeah,
then I
uh,
guess the drive and knowing what you want. And for
yeah,
me, it's only when I receive blocks, what I
uh,
do, I do not change everything. I
uh,
put it on hold. Like I tell myself, no,
yeah,
I've reached here, and because I know
yeah,
everything that I've worked behind has
yeah,
solid systems, so I
yeah,
can put it on hold, don't realize
yeah,
to go back, try
yeah,
and figure out how do I go around this block.
yeah,
Then I'll
yeah,
pick up where I left and
yeah,
never stop looking at it. Like even if you get something flashy, something new, I'll
mm,
remember to pick it up, fix where
yeah,
I started, rather continue where
yeah,
I started, rather find a way to match what I did.
yeah, sure,
Then you end up
yeah,
start creating something
yeah,
meaningful. No, you don't end up living 10 years doing a million and one things, but then
yeah,
at the end of it all, you cannot actually say this is what I was
yeah.
focused on,
This
or
is
this is
what I
what I
was able to do. Yeah, yeah, it's true, it's true. And I'm really looking forward to having more meaningful conversations in the future. I'm sure somebody, hata kama it's just one person who will benefit from this conversation, I'll be very happy because I've been there.
I look for you for a protagonist. I can introduce a protagonist. Okay, for me, what we did, and it's another topic. I like what you're doing here, by the way.
Yeah,
Very good. And that's why when you told me, I didn't know when I was saying yes. Then when
yeah.
you told me, I was like, what is this
Ha!
person meeting? But I thought it was a live thing that people would see. It's okay. We'll just, you see, I'm doing a lot of handwork. Just
Yeah,
to not
no, it's
master
okay. Let me tell
things.
you, people love raw.
Yeah.
Real, raw. People relate with raw, real. Nothing is
Yeah, yeah,
perfect.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
People
know,
relate with you. Yeah,
we live
yeah.
in a society that is so superficial that I because I can hear to scratch my head, sit a scratch because I'm like, no, 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 no. Listen, guys, listen.
You,
We just have to be real and very raw because that's what people relate with. You know,
and that's the
yeah.
truth. Without even having to sugarcoat it.
Yeah, let's not sugarcoat nothing
So
because
I like this.
life. Uh-huh.
I know very few people are making it. For me, I'm
Yeah.
just lucky to
Uh-huh.
have been places like this.
Yeah.
Like formerly our EB, our former executive board at ISEC, we
Uh-huh.
have been doing a lot of it because we also realized this challenge. But for
Uh-huh.
us, our drive was for doing
Uh-huh.
something like this, where we have conversations about life,
Yeah.
what we're going through. We asked
Yeah.
ourselves, we were a very energetic and vibrant group. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when we launched ISEC,
Yeah.
you cannot wait to
Don't
see
you
what
mention. Yeah.
happens. But
Don't-
then we realized people were hit, and the saddest part was people were hardly hit. Even us who had received, especially us who had received such,
yeah.
exposure, were
Yeah.
hardly hit, but just
Uh,
finding the same replicating system to continue
yeah.
what was in social media. And then we
Yeah.
realized some people had gone down, some people had
Uh-huh.
diverted,
Let's let's
some
do
people
this.
had changed.
Let's do
Yeah,
this. You see that conversation we're having right there? That's also another topic. And I heard it. That's also another topic I want us to discuss. Where is our
actually,
energy?
that's the point I wanted to
Where
tell
is
you
it?
about. Yeah,
Yes,
that
that's another
we need
topic
to
we
start
might have to discuss.
discussing
Yeah.
about
We
what
have to
changed.
discuss what
Because by
changed.
understanding what we
The
think
world,
changed,
yeah.
tunaweza kujua how can we solve it. Because
Sindio, how can we go back? How can we bounce back? How can we come together and do things together? Anyway,
and
let's
now
do.
create systems that you are missing. Because I
Yeah,
also
and
feel
now create systems that we are.
not everyone doesn't know.
Yeah,
It's only that we're lacking systems, one, to
yeah,
collaborate with each other, because the
yeah,
challenge is you find only individuals are making strides in their spaces.
yeah,
But you need to bring all these efforts
yeah,
collectively.
yeah,
Because actually, I came to learn like any movement doesn't start as a movement
yeah,
without the group, the number. Otherwise, you're not going to make a shift. Yeah.
yeah.
So
It's
there's that
true.
realization that
Yeah,
for those who have seen it, we need to come together and
yeah,
start addressing these challenges, especially
yeah,
for us, because I don't feel there's anyone who will truly understand them unless they
yeah,
have a problem they want to solve, unless
yeah,
we are a problem they want to
yeah,
solve that they want to
yeah,
address. But we
yeah.
need to
It's
ensure that the problems or the solutions are being given as youth are
yeah,
ours. And
yeah.
I don't know if it's because of age, but
Uh-huh.
there's this narrative that we need to start changing. Apart one being there is no employment, there is employment. There's
Mm-hmm.
just no employment for someone who thinks they can fit anywhere.
Yeah.
It's up to you to see that and understand where do I want to fit. And
Where
there
do
is
I
that.
want?
I would like to
Yeah,
sound it very much.
yeah,
People can still achieve their dream. Because the
yeah,
reason why we started that group, because people have stopped believing, people have stopped
yeah,
believing they can achieve dreams, they can achieve
yeah,
goals.
yeah,
They have stopped
yeah. It's
entirely
true.
because what you find outside here demotivates
Mhm.
you, demoralizes you. There's no
Yeah,
support systems to help you
yeah,
through. So we
yeah,
need to create those systems because I'm
yeah.
sure so many, brilliant minds, so many good movers are being wasted out
Mm-hmm.
by long and wrong processes. So by the
It's
time
true.
they get to where we are, they're
Yeah,
either tired, worn out, or not even interested
yeah,
in actually
yeah,
taking
yeah.
up.
It's true.
So
It's true.
we need to start as early as now, have these conversations, bring
Yeah,
ourselves together
yeah,
in our various individual spaces, see
yeah,
how can we create that bridge,
yeah.
how can we
Sure, sure, sure,
transition and also
sure.
transition for ourselves. Because the one thing we
Yeah,
realize we'll also be transitioning and making it easier for the people behind us to
to
transition. Because
transition.
trust me, if you think of the generation up to maybe 10 years behind us,
Mm.
you will have been able to cover, like by the time we are 10 years ahead, know, they are the ones who will be where we are now.
Yeah, it's true.
So if you solve a problem, not only looking forward, because
Mm.
one thing I know is when you solve a challenge, moving forward, things change. But what
Yeah,
people forget to look at is
yeah,
what happens to the cycle that
yeah,
repeats itself
yeah.
left
Sure.
behind.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's
true.
something we need to look at on the all
It's true.
round employment, society, like what do I
Mm-hmm.
do now? How will it affect the person like me? But the
Mm-hmm.
reason start by a person like me and you in the next 10,
Mm-hmm.
20 years. Because
Yeah,
in the next 10, 20 years, maybe be the president of Kenya, and
yeah,
he's the one who is moving the road. So if you do not learn how to create good systems that support those who are behind you, how
yeah,
will you support us right now?
yeah. It's
You
true.
see,
It's true. It's
even the
true.
engagement, there will be that huge shift. So I feel, yeah, there's a lot we need to do. Let's continue
Yeah,
having these
yeah,
conversations.
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
get used to it. Then,
yeah.
well, I wanted to touch it on something else. When we
Uh-huh.
were speaking of exposure, there's that mental stamina someone needs to, to affirm to be able to survive. for us to be able to make big strides. Because the challenge of big strides is you need to get used to an orthodox system, no systems, and then to create systems and be the system because you end up being the system that helps,
Yeah.
everyone else understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in that journey, we need to understand like how if you don't understand how we interconnect, you
Mhm.
realize the people who are always barriers, even if you realize most of the barriers, and even remember even when you are in the organizing seat, your barriers
Mhm.
were someone, not the
Yeah.
system.
Yeah. Sure. It was
It
someone.
wasn't the system,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah.
So unless we address these issues from a personal
Mhm.
viewpoint, we'll not be
Mhm.
making very high strides in
Mhm.
systems. Because one
Yeah.
thing I know, we are good as a continent. We are good in creating policies.
Yeah.
Implementation is a challenge, and no one wants to do it. But
Yeah.
then,
Sure.
because we are given systems, we never partake in, we never
Mhm.
participate. They're not our pain points.
Mhm.
They're just what people think are our problems or what they
Yeah.
feel are problems in this value, and they try
Yeah.
to bring us solutions. Yeah. So we
Yeah.
need to have that like meaningful engagement. Like
Yeah.
you
Sure.
rather one thing I say as an impact leader, you rather impact 10 that create meaningful change rather than
Mhm.
100
Mhm.
who not all of them create meaningful change.
It's true. It's
Like
true. It's
so
true.
we rather stick to small but quality than huge
Mhm.
numbers. So
Yeah.
there's a need for that. Like, how do we ensure we are actually, there are very many spaces there. The third thing is, we are saying there are no systems in place to support this, but they are there only that they do not look at the challenge from its core value. They look at the
Mhm.
challenge at face value, and now how does it benefit them?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
need to start looking at how do I solve this pain point.
Yeah.
Because trust me, no one has ever solved a core pain point that then
Yeah.
turns out to be a good one. Because trust me, what you may think is funny the two others are experiencing.
Yeah.
Yeah, together from there out in public,
Yeah.
everybody
Or
starts
that.
complaining about pulling
Or that.
us.
Or that sugar. Or that
That's
sugar.
true, I
It's
know.
true. It's true. It's true. It's true, man.
Why don't we know this? The two,
Mhm.
connectivity. Yes, we think digitalization is
Mhm.
connectivity. No, it's only the link. It's just like a device. It's like your phone. If you don't charge, top up airtime on your phone, or put
Mhm.
data, or charge it, you will have the
Mhm.
phone, but you won't have
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do
Yeah.
have systems, we do have
Yeah.
all these gadgets, but they're not
Mhm.
helping us, but they're not
Mhm.
putting in, there's no input of ours. We're just
Yeah.
receivers. And
Yeah. It's
that will be
true.
like my most, my call, or rather what I would like to see. Like
Yeah.
whoever is making video moves, like how do we ensure they are touching the right people? Because then you realize you end up creating sustainability. Because if you
Yeah.
solve a problem in a 1 year old right now,
Mhm.
that 1 year
Mhm.
old when they are 50, they'll be relying on that problem.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
It's
Like
true.
that's
It's
why I
true.
think we forget. Like we forget from creating things at core. We just want to create face value and what is selling. We forget,
Yeah.
yes, it's hard to create solutions at core, but that's
Yeah.
what stands. That's what
Yeah.
is long term. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot we can discuss. I do like
Sure.
this. We streamline it.
We can be
Maybe
jumping
maybe
onto.
our co-host will see
We'll
how
do
it
this.
goes.
Yeah. Sure. Sure. We'll do this.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just discuss after. Okay. I'll just end the broadcast in a few minutes. Maybe the next discussion we shall have, we shall just plan our next discussions and then we can cover the topics that we guys were not able to cover. But I'm so grateful for your time. I'm so grateful for
Thank
the
you.
wisdom. I just wish you all the very best. And I want every other person that is going through a hard time out there to know they are not alone and they ain't tripping. But it's their time. Ni wakati wako.
Yeah, ni wakati
Ni wakati
wako.
wangu pia.
Ni wakati
I'm
wangu.
still in that stage. You're
Yeah.
still in that stage. Yeah, I can't say I have nothing figured out. And the other thing that I also came to realize is in this world there's no script. And then
Yes, yes.
nobody knows shit. Every other person is just trying, 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 trying. So keep on trying, hold in there. And just know you're not the only one. Just know you're not the only one. Keep pushing, and keep pushing. Thank you so much, Kelvin. Me, I
It's
really
my
want
pleasure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I really want us to have more of these. And thank you
We
so
will,
much.
we will. I know these guys will like it. They will interact
Yeah,
with it. When they see
yeah,
this, please share with
yeah,
us your views
yeah,
with that.
yeah,
Then tell us where did we touch? I'm sure we did not touch on everything.
yeah.
If
We
we were to
did.
go into personal stories,
Yeah,
it will end up being a whole long hour, so many hours.
yeah.
So we don't
Sure,
want to make
sure.
it boring. So we only
Yeah,
touched on what actually is important and then
yeah,
what comes across very many people. But as we
yeah,
said, here there's no master book, there's no guidebook
yeah,
to read.
yeah, yeah,
But then the fact that there's no guidebook to life
yeah,
doesn't mean any one thing I've come to realize God gave us freedom, but that
yeah,
freedom comes cost of
yeah,
understanding how to use that freedom.
yeah. Sure.
Otherwise, it will end up being a waste. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
So
waste.
all it requires is just understanding.
Yeah,
Like we are lucky, even as we are
yeah,
speaking of the challenges, we are in the
yeah,
most, I'd say, the most advantageous generation
yeah,
ever.
yeah.
You know,
It's true.
unless there will be a
It's
better one to come, we will create a
it's
better one.
true.
But we're
It's
in the
true.
best times
Yeah,
because for us there's not much of wars and everything. It's more
yeah,
the wars are within us,
yeah,
and that's the shift.
yeah. The
We're not
internal.
fighting wars in our boundaries. Now the
Yeah,
wars are within us, and if we streamline that, we'll end up enjoying our time.
yeah, yeah. Sure,
We'll
sure,
end up
sure.
enjoying our time and
Yeah.
creating even maybe not use the word simpler, but
Mm-hmm.
well understood
Yeah.
ways of living, or rather how others can come and try
Yeah.
and go, what they can do as they go through stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's just saying there's a lot. If you see someone looking good, know
Mm-hmm.
there's something behind there that actually moves them. There's something that is helping them stand, and
Mm-hmm.
no one stands alone. Yeah, that's one thing I've
Yeah.
come to experience. It's the support,
Yeah.
later on.
Sure.
It's us being human,
Yeah.
then doing business with each other. Because even as a
Sure.
continent, like we're asking ourselves, how can we ensure that Africa as a continent dominates, it becomes a first world country?
Mm-hmm.
When we look at it in India, it will require a lot of unification,
Yeah.
it will require standardized systems,
Yeah.
but those trends are just being made slowly. Yeah, recently, we have that, pact on East Africa to try and remove the boundaries, and that's why people are realizing the advantages. But we need to do this to upscale it, because one thing you need to realize, boundaries were not ours.
Mm-hmm.
Boundaries were not ours. Boundaries were
Yeah.
only put for those who thought they did not understand us and they needed to put us into organized groups. And
Yeah.
we need to break into that. We need to start realizing opportunities now do not lie by you staying where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it requires you to move. But the one thing, if I'm to share, something I experienced previously working in a global setting where I was working with youth from around 11 countries in Kenya, and realized we do have actually most common challenges, even in terms of mindset. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
even across Africa, even in other
Mm-hmm.
countries. I can shy away from saying we still have that blocked mindset or rather dependency mindset. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else has to do or someone else has to help me do it. But then there are
Mm-hmm.
also those who are breaking the norm,
Mm-hmm.
creating big strides. And we need to start being encouraged by such people and understanding like whatever they're doing, if it's supposed to last, not us sitting aside and waiting like you know perform Kenya. Ah, he's
Yeah.
doing good. Let me sit back and see how things
Yeah.
improve. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
In abroad we need growth as a continent because for me
Yeah.
growing as a continent means 70% plus of our domestic consumption is local.
Sure.
Sadly, even as where we are in Kenya, 60%. Yes, we have reduced. Okay, it's around 40. I guess it will sugar. I guess it will sugar below 50, but it has been
Mm-hmm.
ranging around 50, 60. Imagine if you're doing 50, 50 even as now. That is how you
Yeah.
experience it sometimes.
Yeah. It's
That's why
true.
people are even sitting down and deciding like how it is
Mm-hmm.
happening in Kenya. I
Mm-hmm.
have well, but since I'm not making enough money as a you know petroleum owner, I will
Mm-hmm.
hold this oil until the government decides to return the price to highest price. He's not
Yeah.
thinking of me.
Yeah.
Me, who's going to have to now go, you
Mm-hmm.
know, uh, cough up more money than I used to, or that I
Yeah.
could even afford to buy.
Yeah.
And if we do
Yeah.
not start looking at how do I, as a person, what
Yeah.
do I do and how does it affect everyone else behind, it
Yeah.
ends up to create our own problems. Yeah.
Yeah,
And you
it's
realize that's
true.
what makes our life, our society chaotic.
It's true. It's true.
We only
It's
make it ourselves. So
yeah, yeah,
there's a lot to learn, and what I know is there's a lot of talent in Africa. Okay,
yeah.
another person who I like what he's doing in terms of transitioning, and I
Mm-hmm.
would say like not emulate, but we need more of such people. Prince
Mm-hmm.
Walika. Probably because I've personally met him, but his goal is not even making money. His
Mm-hmm.
goal is ensuring anyone can get education as soon as possible
Yeah,
and relevant education. Like
yeah.
for him, if you go through his programs, it's not a matter of finishing the program and going. It's what can you
Mm-hmm.
do after the program at that time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need such people. We need such people who are creating systems where they're not just taking you through a certain period of because all those systems are there. The ones that
Mm-hmm.
tell you, I will show you how to get a job, but when you get a job, you need to know how to speak in that job. You need to know how to carry yourself in that job. So I'm not
Mm-hmm.
teaching that. You need
Yeah.
to understand how I need to network so that I can climb, in different
Mm-hmm.
positions. If it is business wise, how do I align myself with people who are actually interested to do business?
Mm-hmm.
Because another problem you need to realize, you need to grow as a continent. You are very even. It will take you, let's say, 10 years to create a multi-billion company, but it
Mm-hmm.
will take you less than five till
Mm-hmm.
you are 500. The same you 500.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah. So if you
You're
want
right.
to reach where developed countries have reached, we need to
Yeah.
start coming up with systems. And for them, I feel that supports them. They have learned to work together to coexist and to group themselves. That's why you
Yeah.
find Fortune 500 companies cannot be a one person's thing. Even if
Yeah.
he's as rich as he is,
Mm.
he has to have shareholders. But
Sure.
then
Sure.
you look at it in an African context. Me, if I want to start a business, I'm not thinking, how do I start this business? 2 years down the line, how do I bring Bulgaria to come and support me? Or rather, how do I
Yeah.
bring someone else to help me
Yeah.
support? And that's the challenge I feel it has been created by boundaries. Understanding like if I get to the national point, if I work my way from Nyeri and come to Nairobi, I have
Mm.
reached.
Mm.
Or if I lack opportunities in Nairobi, I have reached. I was challenged by people in Nigeria, with someone in
Mm.
Nigeria telling me, if I can get an opportunity to just come and stay in Kenya for 1 year,
Mm.
there's a lot I can do. Because in our country, corruption is very vibrant. We are still in
Mm.
war.
Mm.
Not all communities are still safe. There are
Mm.
no. It's not like us. We can say like, yes, we're having tough times, but we do have systems that are there. Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to start realizing even from a continental point of view. Even
Yeah.
before we go and try to say we want to conquer the world, let us conquer Africa. Africa will be the next world.
It's true. Africa is. Africa is. Man, let's do this.
Because,
Let's end this here, and then we guys shall have another conversation. We shall agree when, but they
yeah.
will surely see an upload. Bye. Have a great time. I'll meet you behind the curtain.
Bye bye, everyone. It was
Bye.
nice
Bye.
engaging with you.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
See you
okay.
next
Bye.
time.
Take care.